Recording.
I shall recap.
Oh, Kevin wants to recap. Let's do it. Let's go.
All right.
He
After
volunteers.
Yeah,
after
recording.
reporting the pawn shop contract completed, the adventurers sought to clear their heads and reflect on the harrowing events. Phoenix went to the greenhouse to meditate amongst the plants before seeking out Grulric. Grulric found a tavern to drink at, clear his mind. When Phoenix arrived, they shared a drink of wine and discussed events of the contract and the implications and the possible repercussions. Dusty visited a temple to inquire about a funeral for his passenger before meeting Kaius at Stairway to Heaven, where he shared a drink and some reassuring words before playing some cards. Charles likely attended to some shady, flashy business, likely involving hats and his billowing cape. The next day, the party took the ore delivery contract before heading to Darkfor, a treacherous desert facet littered with sheer cliffs and sharp mountains. Kaius immediately launches his investigation for the location of an orc officer and Eskinez's second-in-command, Kyber Sursk. He failed several checks before not wanting to delay the party with his personal affairs any longer. They reach Minder's Dream City, a massive mine, and get the ore. Leaving the city, Fenix asks Kaius why he's looking for Kyber. After Kaius' revelation, Fenix's demeanor changes, and with renewed conviction, they head back to Darkfor City. On the road, they are approached by a dwarf, who, after being threatened with cannibalism, activates his ambush, and the party begins to fight back.
The cannibalism. That's a good one. Also, that was a good recap. I
Very
like
good.
that.
Charles may have several questions. Not Charles, me.
Yeah, I like watched the video last night and I took notes like super fast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I watched half of it this morning, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Kevin is like gonna do our recaps from now on.
I was just really prepared for this one. I felt like I hadn't done it in a while, so I wanted to write it down and make sure I got it right.
Yeah, that was detailed.
It was great.
But alrighty. Hold on, I'm not
Yeah,
even in.
you forgot the irony of Fenix on the way to Miner's Dream. Dusty, life is valuable. We must cherish life and not destroy it. To Fenix on the way back, yeah, I'm gonna burn this guy. No, I'm going to burn this guy.
Yeah, Phoenix was quite adamant about the burning of these. Yeah.
To be fair, burning does not necessarily mean kill.
Oh, he means kill.
Be surprised what you can live through.
Cool. We all good? We all caught up? We all good to go?
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we are in the middle of combat right now, and we need to add our big-hatted friend to the turn order.
Yeah,
So, Charles, if you could roll your initiative, that would be appreciative.
Cool. 8.
His initiative would be appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, we are back in the turn order. It is Dusty's turn. And yeah, have at it. Just for clarification, Charles, the group has been woken up in the middle of the night by this dwarf dude, and there are crossbow bolts being shot at from the darkness around you all. There's people outside of your field of view or just on the edge of it that can't be seen.
So, can I
Talking.
see just up to this line? Or,
Yeah, what you can see on the map is what you can see.
Or the darker one, because I see 2 circles.
No, yeah, what you
Darker
see on the
one
map
is
is what
dim
you
light.
see.
Okay.
Yeah, you see.
So here it's
bright
normal,
light,
and
dim
here
light.
it's dim light.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'm here. It's my turn.
It is your turn, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use an action to disengage from the dwarf captain
Okay.
because I noticed the guys in the background. I'm gonna seek cover over here. And a second. Getting my character sheet up. I will I'll activate my Tales from Beyond ability to see if I can get one for somebody.
You already did that. You rolled a 2 last time.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that only applies to me. Never mind. Then, can I do anything else right now? I already did that, and that's my bonus action and my action.
Who'd you heal just now?
I didn't heal anybody.
Okay.
So
your turn done?
You said I used my burning concentration last time, right?
On last turn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're back to we're at the start of the second round right now. Oh,
yeah.
In that case, I will make a melee spell attack against this guy.
Go for it.
So, just a second. I have to actually add something for this.
Wait a second. I don't think I did anything last combat round.
Did the turn order start?
I think we're still in the first round, actually.
Oh, we are still in the first round. The turn order just reset. If I remember correctly, we stopped right before Gwilwick's turn. Because all the bandits shot, and then it would be Gwilwick's turn, but we stopped because Andy had to go. That was right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
So go ahead and Gwilwick.
Okay, in that case,
should we move Dusty? Dusty was back over here then.
No, Dusty was right there by the captain still, because he would have disengaged on his turn, but he didn't. So, yeah.
In that case, I'm going to use my action to light up a torch and hold it up in my trunk.
Okay, let me give you some light.
Because I can see there are 3 dudes at the edge of my vision.
20, save. There you go.
Excellent. And then I will rage.
A little muffled because you're holding the torch.
Fair enough.
No, he takes the torch into his hand just to do the fucking...
Yeah.
And then grabs it, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. And I'm going to stay where I am.
Alrighty then. Charles.
Yeah. Charles will quickly move here next to the dwarf captain.
Yeah.
And try to stab him with his rapier.
Of course you do. Oh my god, the critical.
Nice.
Critical sneak attack. Dear God. Hold on one second. Let me open up some character sheets here. All right. Oh my God. That's
24. Nice.
24. Sheesh. You come around the tents and just deliver a powerful attack upon this dwarf, tearing it through his armor and getting him right in the lungs or something like that.
You interrupted my much-needed beauty sleep.
Anything else for your turn, Charles?
Yes, he will move back here behind these bushes and try to
He
hide
can't
from the
attack opportunity, right? He can't do that. That's one of your
No,
abilities.
I can disengage automatically if I attack someone.
Got it. Cool.
Ooh, that's rapish audacity.
Yes.
Yeah, he does not like that. The other dwarf captain on the edge here is going to have a movement speed. Boop. And he is going to fire a crossbow.
At who?
At Gwilwick.
The big
17.
elephant.
17, Gwilwick.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, cool. You're going to take 6 piercing.
3, because I'm raging.
And he's going to reload, but that's his turn. Go to the other dwarf bandit here. To move 25, and also fire the crossbow at Gwilwick. That hits. And then it's Kaius' turn. And the cannibal Kaius.
Is the dwarf captain that's being flanked not doing anything?
No, he has a different turn order. He's after
Two
Kaius.
different
There's two captains.
I see.
Yes.
Alrighty. We're surrounding this captain here.
Yeah.
And 1 second, let me pull up my... How come I don't have my character sheet yet? Weird. Okay. Looks like dwarfs back on the menu, boys. We're gonna slash at him.
22 hits, yeah.
And then we're gonna use one of our Unleash Incarnations.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him again. 9 does not hit.
Yeah, that does not hit.
Well, you have advantage because you're flanking.
Well, he has 13.
Oh, right. Yeah,
13
yeah.
still doesn't hit.
But I am gonna action surge.
Oh, God.
And then we're gonna hit him 2 more times.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Or maybe just one
miss
more
again.
time.
Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
23 hits, there you go.
And we're gonna we're gonna make that extra damage necrotic.
Okay. Yeah, so
spoil the meat, but okay.
4 attacks, 2 from 2 different sides, with only 2 hitting. The captain is very Thondon, I think his name is, if I remember correctly, something like that. Is able to like parry 2 of them or parry 1, dodge the other, but just being surrounded is just not doing him anything good right now. And it's his turn, and he is surrounded, so he is gonna do some crazy things known as multi-attacking. First attack's gonna go for the weak spellcaster, which would be Fenix.
Oh!
And then he's
That's
gonna take an attack.
Okay.
For doing that.
Damn it.
That's gonna miss him.
Ah, my gosh, what is wrong with my rolls today?
So Fenix, you're gonna take 9 slashing.
Yep, he's looking a little rough.
The second attack is gonna go for Dusty.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah, 8 slashing. And then he's going to use his dagger that's in his other hand, and then like flip it around reverse hand style and stab backwards toward Kaius.
Stop rolling 23s, you dick!
And dealing 4 piercing to you. But he is not looking good. He is bloody looking. He just looks at you 4. It's just like, hey, this is a little unfair, don't you think? 4 against 1, or 5, technically. All right, this bandit up here is going to fire his crossbow at the bloodied-looking Fenix.
Wow, I'm feeling picked on.
So, 15 hit you?
That's a great question. What is my AC as Fenix?
I want to say it's 14 or 13.
It is 15.
Oh, it is 15. So I win. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I win. Oh shit!
Ah!
Yeah.
Double shit.
Max damage. All right, Dusty.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this. Hopefully this hits. Nope, never mind.
Nope.
And I will use my bonus action to... Hey, you're not down yet. You know what? I will, Glorik's not near us. And Charles retreated. Let's see, who comes out next? I will inspire Charles just a normal d6.
What is wrong with this fucking light?
All right, Charles is inspired by Dusty. What do you say to inspire your comrade?
Show him meat doesn't talk.
Okay. All right, that's Dusty's turn. It's Dwarf Bandit's turn. Where's this one at? This one is over here. So this guy's gonna move up, and we're gonna shoot at Gwilric. 11 misses you, I believe.
Yeah, that's poink.
Yeah. Fenix, it's your turn. You're not looking too hot. You got some injuries there.
Just a few. Yeah. theoretically I should heal myself, but yeah, I should heal myself. I'm the healer. That's what I do. I'm gonna slap a Cure Wounds on myself at first level.
Mm-hmm.
Cure Wounds. Chew. As some of the wounds just burn off slightly. And I don't know if I have any bonus actions that I can do. That's an action. What are you? Are you an action? Yeah, you're an action as well. Cool. Fenix is going to do that. And then he is going to kind of step slightly to the side, but not leave melee range, and just call out, Charles, can you use a little help over here? And that will end my turn.
All right, we got a whole bunch of bandits here. This guy's gonna step in just a little bit. He is going to shoot at... Yeah, Gwilwork's still in range, so we'll shoot at Gwilwork, the guy defending the cart, the thing they want. 11 misses. Pew!
Miss. Yep.
This one is way over here. He's going to just step right here. He's going to shoot at Charles because he sees him cowering in the corner. 13 misses you, right, Charles? He sees like 16, yes. Right? Okay.
No, I have 15. Yeah,
15. Okay. This one over here is going to shoot at Kaius in the back, missing. And this one over here, where is this? One's down here, right? Yeah, it's down there. I was going to move a little bit, but also shoot at Charles. Ooh. Charles, take 14 piercing damage.
Ouch.
Gwilric, you can see there's like 3 people converging on your position right now.
Yep.
They're like the senior-looking dwarf just tells you, move out of the way. We're not here to kill you. We're just here for the cart.
Yeah, I'm a raging elephant right now, so I'm gonna run up to him and stab at him with my glaive. Let's see.
Too bad, we're here to kill you.
I think 17 does hit. Yeah, 17 does hit him. So roll for him. Yeah, so it's gonna mark him for sure.
And then I step back to the cart.
Yeah. Here, he's marked. What's a good little looking mark we could do on this guy? We'll do this. Charles.
Charles would just move here, takes Phoenix's place, and try to finish up this dwarf.
A 12 misses, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he will just move back to where he was. Disengage and go here.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, is that your turn?
Yeah, that would be it.
All right. The dwarf captain, not the one that you're gangbanging right now, the one that's over there by Gwilric.
And my cannibalism was inappropriate.
And he's kind of weighing his options, like does he want to get near Gwilric or does he want to like just keep peppering him with bolts? But he looks over and sees his comrade or his buddy over there getting real fucked. And he also sees the people who are fucked, so he is going to think smartly. He's going to move laterally and fire his crossbow at Fenix.
He has disadvantage as
He does.
faintly appearing elephant man-shaped ghost appears in front of him.
Yeah, like in front of Phoenix and just like.
Well, I was thinking in front of the dwarf captain and kind of just slaps the bolt.
Oh, that works too. I was thinking the other way, but yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. The protector is very much haunting the dwarf.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so like Phoenix, you see like a bolt get shot, and it kind of just gets batted out of the way by this ghostly-looking trunk. This guy down here is still gonna shoot at Gwilrick with his crossbow. 4 missing. And then it's Kaius' turn.
All right. To finish this guy off.
Dear God, you guys with your crits.
Oh shit.
That's it. Phase 2 boss fight. No, I'm kidding. No, you guys are doing great. That is. Hold on, math. Yeah, that does kill him. So your cleaving great sword crushes his bones and finishes him off to his wounds as you deal a critical blow, unable to take all 5 of you at once.
Right, and then let's see. Hold on. Okay. And as a bonus action, I'm going to resummon him over here, kind of in front of Fenix.
Got it.
And yeah, that's it.
All right. He is dead. As the captain goes down, the other guy curses in Dwarven. Does he ever speak Dwarven?
I
One
don't
second.
think.
Which common? Nope, I speak Elvish.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the other captain-looking figure is going to shout something in Dwarvish. And all the bandits are going to start running away. That guy can only move. He is off the map, out of combat. Dusty, it is your turn.
Okay.
They are looking like they are fleeing at this point.
Yeah. So, is the dwarf, the other dwarf captain wearing the same kind of deal? Like the
Yeah, he looks primarily the same. Yeah.
Okay.
In terms of gear.
Okay. I will step over here. Oh, sorry, it's on my thing. Step over here, and I'll just take a pot shot at him.
Go for it.
15?
15 does it, yeah.
Yeah. And then I will... Question, did we get a long rest before this, or are we still in the middle of a long rest?
You're still in the middle of your rest, so you did not get it yet.
Okay. Then I will activate my Tales Told again and see if I can get something that can help someone out here.
Go for it.
Okay. Number 6. That is... Oh! Okay, yes. I will give this to Gwilrick. He gets temporary hit points equal to 6 plus my bard level, so 9. And he gets 10 extra speed and 1 AC.
Yo.
So Gwilrick, you have 10 extra feet and 1 AC and 9 extra hit points.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright. This bandit's going to take a pot shot and keep running, so he's going to shoot at Dusty, because he just shot. 5 misses, but he's just not really trying to hit. He's just doing it just because, and he's running away. Not off the map yet. Fenix.
Yeah, I'm gonna run for this captain. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, get there. And I'm going to use my racial ability of casting Burning Hands.
Nice. So it's a dex save for the captain.
So I need a dex save from him.
4. Dwarves are not very dexterous.
As he just goes, normally I'd let you run, but right now I am really tough. And then he's just gonna let out a stream of fire.
Yeah.
I'm pretending you're someone else.
For 10 fire damage.
Yeah, his beard is singed. His hair's burnt and his armor's like charred up and everything.
The smell fuels my rage.
And again, I have no bonus actions.
All right. This guy is gonna run away off map. This guy is going to run away off map. This guy is going to definitely run away off map. He's like on the edge. This guy is going to run away off the map. Golric.
Yes. Yeah, I will, Yeah, I'm going to... Yeah. Just for fun, I'm going to run up there and stab at this captain.
Sure.
Let's see now.
That's a miss.
Whatever. And then run back to the cart.
Yep. Charles.
Charles will move here with a bonus action dash and try to stab the captain in the back. And I will use my D6 from Dusty.
Okay.
Yeah.
16 does it, yeah.
Cool.
Another
14.
powerful blow.
Does he get sneaked on?
Fleeing captain.
And he will finish by hiding on the other side of this cart.
All right. Captain's not going to let you get away without a scratch, so he's going to attack opportunity of you.
I can disengage automatically.
Oh, you can disengage even though you attack?
It's automatic if I
Swashbuckler!
Oh, got it.
Audacity.
Remember Quincy.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Well, the captain's turn. As he's running away, he's going to look at you all. His on fire, bleeding out and things a little bit. He's like, "You won't get away with this. We'll come back." And he's going to just keep on running off. Oop.
That's fancy footwork, not Rakish Audacity, but yes.
Did he get off the
Damn
map?
it, he did.
He's fleeing, so he's out of sight because of light and things like that. This dude is running and he is off the map. Kaius.
All right. Let's see. 30.
One guy you can really see left.
30. I'm gonna use my bonus action to swap spots with my Echo here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take the dash action
Mm-hmm.
and try to catch up to that the guy there. Probably won't catch him, damn it.
Now you're just too short. 60 feet is 2 squares away.
Yeah.
Well, that's 60 feet right there. Yeah. So, unfortunate.
Damn.
Dusty could try something in his turn. Is that your turn, Kaius?
Yeah.
All right, Dusty, what do you do?
I can run over here.
Oh, and my Bellicus disappears because I'm...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, so.
Can I get any further than that? I was right there. That's as far as I can go. And that's not the dwarf captain.
Nope.
Oh, wait. Then I really can't do anything. I guess. Can I take a pot shot in his general direction just for dramatic effect?
Sure, go for it.
Let's see what. Why does this be a nat 20 or something? Nope, 6.
Nope. Just pew, into the sand. You don't know where it lands. Gone forever. Good thing we're not counting ammo.
God, if we were counting ammo, I would have been a warlock.
All right, and this dwarf is running, and he is gone. The heavy breaths of the dwarves slowly echo out. Then the night grows quiet once again. Only the sound of the donkeys, mules still kind of freaking out a bit from the fight, and the crackling of fire.
Can I search the dead captain?
Yeah, you can go look at his body.
I'll go loot him.
Fenix will say.
His armor is just some good-looking leather armor that is ruined from your constant barrage of attacks against him. He has a scimitar and a parrying dagger, or just a normal dagger, as well as he doesn't really have anything else on him that seems to be worth anything. Just like a bit of food, maybe like a whittling knife or like just some type of like carving knife. Yeah.
Can I look?
It's safe to assume that if he had any personal belongings, they are somewhere else.
In our time with this cart so far, who has been attending to the mules the most?
I believe it was your druid.
Okay, and he seems a bit flustered right now, so I'm going to attempt to go calm the mules.
Go for it. How do you go do that?
First of all, I walk a little lower so I'm not quite so big. And I will just let out some low hums, just low, soft hums as I stand between them and just move gently, try to say to them, hey, it's okay, things are fine right now. That sort of attitude.
Mm-hmm. Give me an animal handling check.
Sure.
For flavor, when Fenix goes damn it really loudly, the campfire a little bit.
Yeah, we're able to calm the two mules down relatively easily. Luckily they weren't harmed at all or like a focus in the fight by any means, so just for them it's just a lot of loud noises, so since it's quiet it's easy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it's oddly weird this captain doesn't have any personal belongings on him or anything like that.
After doing that,
doesn't bother to bring it to his banditing.
After tending to the mules, I go back and just say to Kaius, did I hear you threaten to eat him?
Oh, yeah. We thought it would be good to intimidate him.
I mean, I'm all for intimidation tactics, but just as a suggestion in the future, if anybody knows that I don't eat meat, my kind, we don't eat meat, that bluff may fall through in the future.
Well, yeah, but that's the point. You'd be a bad Loxodon because you do eat meat. So that's what makes it scary, because you're not normal.
No, it's not a moral thing. We're not built for it.
That's what makes it scary. Doing things we're not supposed to is scary. Have you ever seen a deer type?
I think he means he can't digest it, right?
Yeah, sometimes the youngins of my kind will do a little dare, and it's not a pleasant night for anybody in their hut. Let me just put it that way.
Okay, here's the thing. Can I just say this? You're relatively new, if I remember, Loxodons are relatively new to the Convergence, right? DM?
Yes, I'm
saying, this is a bandit from a desert facet. He's not gonna know this.
I'm just saying, don't underestimate the enemy.
Saying, shut up, let's get some sleep.
Okay, can I look for any identifying marks from the dwarf?
You can give me a medicine check.
Oh, I meant like insignias or something.
Oh, like items and stuff they have.
No, like anything that would identify what the gang allegiance, like who his gang is.
Gotcha. Yes. In that case, how far are you going? Are you looking for just items on him? Or are you looking for tattoos?
I'm looking for,
how deep is this going?
Tattoos. I'm checking the tongue for rings. I'm checking everything.
Got it. Give me an investigation check real quick.
Damn it!
Are we also gonna get our long rest still?
Yeah.
Please.
We still have to do that.
You still gotta do that, yeah.
Do I get advantage because
Okay,
he's a
so-
corpse and he doesn't move?
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
So you would strip him down a little bit, looking for tattoos and such. And you will find a brand on his left thigh.
While Dusty's searching him like that and like starting to strip him down, I'm like, Dusty, I wasn't serious about the cannibalism.
I'm not doing that. Did you hear the other dwarf? He threatened to come back. I'd like to know who's after us.
Ah, good thinking.
So, what does the mark look like?
All it is a looks like a lightning bolt type deal, but instead of coming from a cloud, it looks like it's coming from some type of circular looking thing.
All right. Do I recognize that symbol at all?
Give me a history check.
Okay.
You.
Okay, that's actually decent.
You do not recognize it. No.
Damn it!
Mm.
Is it druidic?
It is not. No.
Figured.
Well, the lightning bolt could be, but as far as you could tell, it's just a lightning bolt would just be lightning or something along those lines. It's nothing super significant that gives you any inkling of an idea of something. So.
Can I attempt to also try to make some kind of history check against it, just with my history in criminal underworld?
Of course, go for it.
Yeah, I would assist Phoenix on this.
Right, get advantage then.
I'm not actually that good at investigation, I just realized. Hey.
18. As far as you are aware, this is not a symbol you've ever seen. So either this is like a new group or this is a group you never interacted with, or anything like that. I will say, given the fact they were going for the ore and how they fought, they're probably not new, but also nothing like, they're not any big elite group by any means. You're pretty sure of that. Your best bet is they're just a group of bandits that have only been on this facet specifically and never left or done anything big.
They're probably localized to this facet. Once we leave, we'll be free.
Yep. And as for they're threatening to come back, I mean, they're bandits. They're not going to go all out, fight to the death immediately. And we took this job because of knowing that full well that we'd be attacked.
If they come back, they'll regret it.
I
Don't worry.
kind of hope they come back.
This isn't about you. This is about me. Fenix just burning the captain alive. I'm pretending you're someone else.
The fact that they ran away just proves that they're not warriors like us. I do not really have any worries if they come back.
Yeah, we just need to be on the lookout and make sure to protect what we're charged with protecting.
Indeed.
Okay. So it was Fenix's watch then.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we should probably, going forward, set the cart in a more central position where we make camp.
Yeah. So you guys reset camp, go back to sleep and everything like that. For the rest of the night, nothing happens. JK, they come back for a second wave. I'm kidding.
So long rest?
Yeah, long rest, yes.
Woo.
On the way to Darkport City,
Mhm.
now that Charles is here, I'm gonna ask Charles. When we get into the city, would you mind helping me ask some questions of the guards? You're just a little bit. I think you would get better information than I can. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Should we agree on a plan before, like on what to ask, to get more consistency?
Yes, that's see, I'm looking for an orc, but it seems he likely holds a decent rank in the military, so it's been a little tough getting info from anybody.
Yes.
Do you have any ideas?
Well, it depends on where we will start asking. Like we can, if he is, as you think, are part of the this military, I think most people related to the military may know him, but we may have a problem with like question of ranks, etc., as we already had. Otherwise, we can pretend that we are here like to a meeting or have some special importance with him, or we can just. Sometimes the best thing is just to come and say we need to meet this guy. And
We tried some version of these things before. What I just thought of we did not try is asking normal townsfolk about if they've seen because I don't see many orc around here myself, so he'd probably stick out.
Yes, we can ask citizens of these towns what they know of, if they know him, what they know of the military force, potentially, if there is anything we can exploit. And like maybe they know him if he has any sort of habits, maybe he knows, they know like what sort of tavern he may frequent, etc., etc. I think it's not a bad idea to like ask around a bit first in town.
Good plan. So you ask, and I'll stand behind you as a shadow, a foreboding shadow.
Yes.
Wag will work to the mix, and
the nobleman and his bodyguard.
Yes. I don't think intimidation is the best tactic, especially with the common folk. Pretend you're friends with him, coming to town and wanted to surprise him or something.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just normal persuasion, You don't need to... technically, we don't need to lie on anything, just omit certain details.
And also...
we just say we need to meet this guy for important business that can't be discussed with the common folk.
When it comes to this as well, if we come across this man that you're looking for, I will help you take him down. But I can't promise the same in terms of finding information about him.
This man in particular, we may not even need to take down. He was the second in command, and if it's possible that Eskinez is just a horrible person that he's made him an enemy as well, and that's why he's able to stay in the military. So it's possible he could be a friend.
Well, then all the more reason to leave me out of any potential intimidation tactics.
We'll just have to wait and see what the situation is. But I'd like to be prepared when we get into the city, for I do not want to leave this facet without at least a lead.
Fine,
I'm sure Fenix feels the same.
I don't doubt it. I'm just saying that my priorities right now are the job at hand.
Of course. And if we're unable to suss out anything, then I'll keep looking.
I don't want to leave without a lead either.
Huh.
Like this background music, by the way.
Nier doesn't miss.
Very, very adventurous.
Alrighty then. You guys keep on heading to Dark Forest City, a plan in mind for what to do to help out Kaius. Coming across the very large city, the messy-looking city, you guys go past through the walls, to the gate checks and everything, with little to no problems. What do you guys do?
Okay, well we could go back to that place where we were trying to interview people before, and maybe, or we could try to find a. I don't want to be rude, but Charles, you know any criminals around here?
DM, what time of day is it?
No, I
It
don't
is
know
evening.
people from this facet. I mainly know some people from the conventions, but I never left it before joining the Adventures Guild.
We
If we're
could
looking
always.
for-
That being said, it's possible that I meet some people relating with the Black House or other type of business.
We could, if you want to go on the route of simply telling, in air quotes, the truth, we could just say we're from the Adventurers Guild and he has information we need.
We could also
even
always, if we're
Offer
looking
some
for,
coin.
if we're looking for folk of questionable morals, then we could easily find those kinds of people at a tavern. Hopefully, more willing to give us information the drunker they get.
Say we bribe them.
Okay, but who do we bribe for this information?
Yes.
Depends on finding the mark, I suppose.
I believe the tavern's a good place to start because all manner of folk attend.
Yes, we can certainly ask about like if people know this orc in the tavern. That
Who's gonna
would be
stay
a
with
good start.
I'm sure
I will.
Wilrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And try not to take too long with this because here's another thing. We did not encounter those bandits on the way back here today, and I'm inclined to think that means they may come after us in the night. They may know people who will let them into the city. They may be able to slip in, and the sooner we get off this facet, the better.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
DM, are there any wanted posters in the city?
Do you look for some?
I would like to look for some.
Alrighty. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. 19.
Very good. You are able to track down that the guards have a sort of what's it called? Not a bounty board, because I mean it is a bounty board, but they don't call it a bounty board. It's more of dangerous individuals on the facet. Keep an eye out for, report them if you see them, type deal. Kind of like an FBI most wanted. You know, not really. There's no price for them, really. Just like, hey, these are dangerous individuals. Avoid them.
Okay. Do any of them resemble the dwarf we killed, or the dwarf gang?
Yes, you do see two posters. Brothers, in fact, is what they're labeled as one of which you killed and one which you gave a new hairdo thanks to some fire.
Is there... Oh, so there's not bounty boards, but there's not a reward list or anything?
There is not, no.
Okay, can I take one of the posters, or like, down there?
Down to where?
Is it like, to a board where you're not allowed to take the poster, or can I take like, a copy or something?
No, they don't... There's not... They won't... So there is someone, like, in the building where they're all at and everything like that.
Okay.
So you're not going to be able to just... excuse me, sorry.
Okay. I go back to the group and say, guys, I have an idea.
Oh no.
No. You remember that dwarf we killed?
Yes.
He's a
Yes.
very dangerous person on the wanted board. It's possible if you report it, the guy you're looking for is in the guard, right?
Possibly, yes.
So perhaps, like, with the clout from eliminating a dangerous person from the set, you might be able to arrange a meeting.
Could also be admitting to murder.
He's
I mean-
on a dangerous bounty board. I think they'd be fine with self-defense.
Yeah, I think we will need some. We will need some proof of this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is
Like, yes, technically, like we can say, and go to them, say, okay, we encountered this guy in the desert, but we'd have to like go back and Maybe
Yeah,
collect him, his body.
It's gonna be at least a few days before they'd be inclined to think he's dead simply by his lack of appearance.
Well, I'm just giving you an option.
I know.
It's not a bad idea.
We're
It
just
would be a
pointing
good way
out
to
the
approach
difficulties
them.
with that option.
Knowing that they were brothers, we should definitely watch our backs. I know a thing or two about vengeance for your kin, and it is not likely that this dwarf just lets us leave this facet without any trouble.
And I'm by no means an expert on their culture, but I've heard that dwarves take matter of their kin very seriously, which actually makes me much more inclined to think we should get off this facet as soon as possible.
A little ill. He doesn't like a reminder that the person that we killed was a person. He's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, with a brother and friends and a heartbeat.
Yeah, but they were assholes.
Pardon?
Okay, well,
I said eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
It's like, yeah, but they were assholes.
Knowing this, I do recommend. I would look at Dusty. I'd be like, Dusty, do you mind waiting with Gulrick by the cart? Don't feel comfortable just leaving one of us here while Fenix, me, and Charles continue to snuff out a lead here before we leave.
Listen, if you're gonna leave us with the cart to go looking for information, we're gonna go over to the pillar. We won't go through it yet, but we're gonna be waiting by there. First sign of trouble, though, we're gonna go to Isatrix.
Are we on Estrix?
No,
We're on Dark
Dark
4.
4. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because we are here on a specific job, and given that we now know that this surviving dwarf has a personal inclination to come after us, if we come under attack, we're gonna use the pillar. DM, quickly, how does actually using the pillar work?
Well, the pillar is this. If you remember, it's a very tall obelisk-looking structure, and then on each side there's portals that open up that allows you to go from place to place to other preset destinations.
Okay, and what is typically involved with opening those portals?
You tell the person who's working there where you want to go. They open it up. You go through. They close it and reopen it for someone else.
Okay,
it's like less than a minute ordeal.
Okay.
Now with
case,
you do have a cart, so they would have to check everything, make sure you're not smuggling people.
All the more reason for us to go over there now if we want to leave in a hurry, So I would want to go there with Dusty, and while they're doing their security check of the cart, just point to my Adventurers Guild badge and just say, look, given the fact that we're carrying valuable cargo, there's a chance we could be attacked. But we're waiting on our fellows. So if we do come under attack here, can you promptly open it up for us so we can go through?
Persuasion check.
Oh boy.
Or am I not there? DM?
Yes.
Can I give guidance, or am I not there?
You are not there.
Yeah.
It's Dusty and Gwilrick on the cart.
I didn't know if this was after we left.
No, yeah. And Gwilrick, the attendant there, just a human man, looks at you. He's like, sir, you're going to have to wait in line like everyone else. And you're waiting for friends. You're going to wait for everyone to be here so you can get your cart checked and you can go through the portal. We have processes for a reason. Just because you're in the Adventurers Guild does not give you special access to anything.
What's your name?
My name, Marcus.
Marcus. And I'm just going to take a note in my mind of what he looks like and just say, all right, good. I'll know who to mention when we come under attack. Because
sir, you're in the city, in the capital city at that, by the pillar. If you get attacked, I'll eat my left shoe.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Marcus, and I'll just leave it at that.
Marcus just gives you a flat look, like he's like, I'm not dealing with Karens.
Is your left shoe leather?
He looks down at it. Yes, it's a boot.
Well, it's edible at least, so you won't die.
Get back in line, or stand to the side if you're not going to the portal right now, please.
Yeah, well, take the cart over to the side.
For our 3 investigators, what are you 3 doing?
To the tavern.
To one of the many taverns?
Yes, the most shady looking one.
The shady looking one?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
The one where we think, Charles would hang out at.
I'll give you guidance on it.
Charles will hang out at a fancy establishment, not a shady establishment.
All right.
He has
I mean,
standards.
he could look for both. He could look for both, Just because it's fancy doesn't mean it's not shady too.
Who'd you guys guidance on?
I get casted on Kaius. I didn't know Charles was making the check as well.
Guys, give me a D4. 20. All right. With the power of you 3 combined, there's a couple places you could go to. You going through a couple establishments. You said specifically shady, right?
Yeah.
It takes you a little bit to kind of go through and kind of watch and see who shows up to certain things and then leaves and stuff like that. But there's one place that looks a little run down. Most of the buildings here are made out of stone, but this one's made out of wood. It's called the Rickety Lodge. It has the classic saloon doors in the front that kind of swing back and forth. And you see not so savvy individuals going in and out. Definitely no guard presence in this tavern.
If we're traveling, can I just keep an eye out for guards and try to see if I see any orcish guards?
Okay. You would see like 1 or 2 occasional orcish guards, but they are definitely low-ranking individuals. It's obvious it's not the one you're looking for. So.
All right, into the Rickety Lodge.
Yeah. You go in. It seems decently packed, or not packed, just like I would say like it's like 30% occupied right now. Everyone's just kind of it's quiet. There's a little bit of music playing from like a lone bar to the corner, but it's not like a happy place. It's just like where someone comes to spend 3 coppers to get a drink. Very unsanitary looking. Looks like it's on its last legs.
Homie.
I am getting a phone call from the hospital, so I'll be right back. I don't know who's calling me.
I'll turn to Charles.
More like homely.
Perhaps we should do kind of a combination of the 2 plans we had. Let's go talk to the barkeep and perhaps bribe the barkeep, because this establishment looks like it could use some help. So let's get pay for some information by the barkeep, and you do it because of your big hat, Chloe Keep.
Okay. Yes, I mean,
Be a drink later.
usually it's better to ask first and slowly give a few coins, but yes.
Exactly.
Because if you start by bribing, they will expect a very big sum. So, yeah.
Well, you're the
You
expert,
just
so
sit down somewhere and next to the bar and order something to drink and put a very big coin.
As we wait for the DM.
Yes.
Ugh, I have a head cold.
It was just an appointment I apparently made for Thursday. I forgot about, so just reminded me. I was reading. I was like, "Why is my hospital calling me? Am I dying?" So I'm not an emergency contact for anyone, so it was really weird. But I forgot an appointment on Thursday. It's called to remind me about. So, what is y'all's plan as you enter the Rickety Lodge?
We will go more toward the end of the bar. Sit, like usually there are like very tall chairs with next to the bar.
Yeah,
where
the bar stools.
bar is. Yes, we'll go sit there. Order some drinks, and Charles will simply say, "Well, I suppose you know a few things about what's going on in this town, right?"
Well, so you guys will enter. The bartender would be a surprise, surprise, a dwarf. He has his beard like rolled up under his chin, so it's not like dangling down and such. His hair pulled back and tied, his sides of his head shaved off. And he asks you, what do you want to drink?
3 ales.
All right. He just sets them down, 5 coppers each.
Charles put the money for the group.
Paying for all of us?
Come on, the party fund.
5 copper, come on.
Oh, never mind. Oh, he's just
It's
okay.
a silver and a half.
Go on, it's just copper. I say, well, I
Thought I had
we are kind of new to this town, just show his ring from the guild. Say, well, we may ask you if you have some information. You would be the type of people in your profession who knows like everyone in this town and what's going on.
I don't know everyone in this town. I just know the ones who come into this establishment.
Yes, of course, but I think you may know about maybe like a few things or maybe a few persons,
Just get to the point, lad.
All right. Would you by any chance be familiar with an orc called insert name that the player forgot but the character would know?
What's the name,
believe he may be
type it in.
affiliated with the guards. We're just here on Gil's business.
Cybersursk.
Yeah, Mr. Kaius.
No, dwarf looks at each of you slowly, the Gnazi and the 2 humans. And just kind of like, Well, he kind of like thinks for a second. All right. And how much you gonna pay me for this information?
Well, it will depend of the price of the target, It's not the same for looking for a random bum of the street and for looking for the king of the facets. So, it will depend on the quality of the information, but...
My man, you are talking in circles. Just give me some money and I'll tell you what I know.
Puts 5 gold on the table.
Oh, I was going to put 10.
He takes the 5 gold. All right, Kyber, right? First off, guards don't ever come in this place. There's a reason because of it. This place is for people who don't want to be seen by guards. However, Kyber, he says, is a good fellow. He comes around when I ask him to take care of troublemakers. See, this place isn't for problem people. It's for people who are trying to avoid the problems. And when people come here causing problems, that's when the guard comes in when I ask them to. And Kyber, good person, good work. Has a bit of honor in him, unlike some of these guards in this town. So, but he hasn't been around in nearly, 2 months now? 3 months almost?
Do you know where we might be able to find him? We just want to ask him some questions.
Yeah, his old tribe is on this facility. He's probably out there dealing with shit with him.
What tribe would that be?
He nods out to the west, the Fulgurite tribe. Other side of the mountain range from here.
All right.
he chuckles, but don't try to go out there. If you're
why
looking
would
for
that
him,
be?
Well, there's 2 ways to get out there, right? First path is through the mountain pass, full of wyverns, full of rocks, full of and I don't mean like the boulder rocks, I mean the bird rocks, he clarifies. All right. You're not going to get through there. Well, the other way is to go south. Well, that's where the sandworms are in the open sands. So good luck getting past them without alerting and getting eaten.
Thank
There's
you for
no
the
third
information.
Like, would there be like some ways to like some
He
way
shrugs.
of transportation in the desert?
Listen, there's a reason why Kyber's in charge here. It's because he's strong. He's the best. He can go through that mountain pass with his eyes closed. All right? You three look like a little green under the ears still. You know, you haven't grown your beards out yet. And I do not mean that figuratively. Or literally, as he looks at you three facial hairless men.
Hey, Charles would just
I definitely think Charles has a mustache.
He has a mustache, not a beard.
and goatee, so yeah. It's, I mean, next to a dwarf, it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah, next to a dwarf, a mustache is kind of like that peach fuzz that high school boys grow.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, my 5-year-old son has a bigger one, you know.
Your best bet, if you want to get in contact with him, is to leave a letter with the guard station, and then when eventually he comes back, if he's still alive, he'll get back to you. All right?
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for the 5 gold. You just paid off 3 months of rent. So.
I'm glad to be a patron. Just downs the rest of his ale. Chugs it.
It's a strong ale. This is a dwarven ale. This ain't your daddy's beer.
This is definitely, he's been drinking since way before he was of age.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Addressing
The cup probably isn't clean.
Oh no. Well, it's clean because
addressing
of
my
the ale.
my two companions here. I'll say, seems we may have to return to this facet, but we do have a job at hand, and there is some danger. So, do recommend we revisit this. But now we do have a lead in a direction.
Fine. Tell me that day wasn't an accident, and now it'll be another day or two before we can even investigate. Ah, perfect.
It may be longer. We still have some to learn, but this once again, Fenix, we will resolve this. Of that I promise.
Yeah, I mean, we can go to the guard station and just drop a message for them to recontact us when they know more. Like when they know that Kyber comes back.
Prefer not to leave him any warning of our arrival.
I mean, it's
If he's
we don't
truly a man of
we don't
honor,
have to give your name or anything.
if he's truly a man of such honor, he might be willing to actually give the information easily.
Perhaps, but perhaps leave my name out of it. I'm not sure if he knows what my intentions could be, but he does not know of you, Fenix. So
yeah, we can just leave both our names, and if there are some other people in the guard, your name will now be Dusty. If they ask for the 3 of our names.
okay, sounds good.
Are you guys leaving a letter?
I think that sounds like what Charles is thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if Kaius agrees with it.
Yeah, we can leave him a letter, but what is the letter going to say?
Oh, just say that.
In theory, that we heard he might have some information that we need. We're from the Adventurers Guild. If he can contact us.
Yes. Yeah, something like this. Just nothing big.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Then let's go save. I'm not sure who we're saving, Dusty from Grillwork or Grillwork from Dusty, but let's go.
Both.
Let's go make sure they haven't killed each other yet.
It's a half smile. The first one in a few days now.
Yeah, what is Dusty and Grillwork up to, those two rascals?
Well, I mean, ever since being set aside and called a Karen, I've been just keeping my eyes, ears, and trunk open. You know, I'm on alert, you know, for any signs of those bandits we encountered.
Right. And Dusty?
I don't give a shit about Dusty right now.
I'm just shuffling through the cart.
You're just what?
I'm just shuffling through the cart, just 'cause I'm bored, so I'm organizing the oars.
Got it. Well, you said you're going through the cart?
Yeah, I'm just organizing the
Oh.
oars.
Yeah, give me a second. Hold on a second. Let me get my popsicle, and then I will come right back, because I have things to read.
We're gonna find out it's a smuggling thing, aren't we?
They wouldn't go to the Adventurers Guild then. They'd hire, like, freelancers.
That's kind of what we are, isn't it?
Alrighty. So, as you go through the cart, Dusty is not familiar with metal or ores at all. Everything is put into crates. And like you would open one up and you would just see like just these weird looking rocks, unprocessed ore. It's all dirty, and things like that. You open the first one, it looks like some type of green metal looking things with bits of orange or browns in it. You open up another one, same thing. You open up the third one, and that's when you see something odd. Instead of ores, you see there's another box in there, but instead of just being like a box, it's like a safe looking object.
Oh.
But there's no door on it, there's no knobs, it's just a metal cube. You realize after looking at it, a solid metal cube.
Is it like a small
That's
cube or a
about-
big cube?
It's about 2 feet, equal out on all 6 sides. It's completely smooth, and it has a purple tint to it.
Do I recognize anything like it?
Give me a history check.
Hey, double nats.
So, Dusty, you rack your brain as you look at this chunk of metal in this square, and you recall very vividly a book that you've read off chance. This is just like in Gerald's library, and it just in there it just goes over just different types of metal and such. And in the back section just talks about metals of legend, the metals that heroes and the strongest of the strong use for their armors and weapons and their arrows and such. And this metal, you would realize, is aurum.
Or
A-U-R-A-M. What ore metal is can only be called soul metal. It is a metal that when you forge with it, will turn into an armor weapon that represents who you are. It is probably the most expensive metal in the world, where only the leaders of the houses have access to weapons made of this. Legends say Pentacost himself had a full set of armor and weapons forged with this metal.
how is it a bronze rank mission?
Do keep in mind, out of Orium is a rank in the Adventurers Guild. It is rank 8, with rank 9 being Pentacost level.
Okay. Wait, so
It is ranked above Mithril, above Adamantine, above Gold, all that stuff.
Okay, wait. So it's soul metal, right?
Mhm.
Does this look like raw soul metal, or does it look like it was forged this way?
You don't know.
So would it potentially have a spirit in it?
You won't know.
Can I try to reach out and see if it has a spirit in it?
Yeah, you can. So, describe to me what you're doing.
I'm gonna call on Neffin and Jeff to see if there's any you guys sense any ghostly presence in this metal, or echoes?
So you call upon your 2 spirit friends. Oh, I say friends, prisoners.
Guests.
And you can feel a stirring in your mind as they kind of wake up a bit. and you look at this chunk of metal, and you would hear both of them kind of bickering, arguing to each other. You can't really make out the words, but they're definitely bickering and arguing. When eventually Jeff would speak up, I'm like, ugh, no, nothing's in there. It's a piece of metal, you stupid.
It's Aurum. It's soul metal, so it might have something in there.
Why would it's metal, you idiot? Yeah.
Aren't you stored in a dagger?
No, I'm stuck inside of you.
Yeah. Neffin, can you help me out here?
Huh? What?
Is there any spirit in here, or is this just, like, raw soul metal?
No, the goblin is right. We don't detect anything in there.
Alright. Still, it feels weird to have metal this valuable on a mission this low ranked.
What is it?
It's soul metal. It's Aurum.
Never heard of that before.
It's the rank below Pentacost in the Adventurers Guild. Wait, weren't you an adventurer, Neffin?
Yes, but I'm not a smith. I didn't care about the upper ranks.
I mean...
Well, just because I knew what the ranks were doesn't mean I know what the medals do. I don't know what adamantine is.
Okay. Maybe I'll ask about this at the guild. There's nothing in our job descriptions that we can't ask about it. Although I should probably keep a closer eye on this.
Neffin would be like, oh, that's a great idea, but Jeff like, that's stupid, you're stupid. Why would you ask questions like that?
Because getting more information gives you more context.
And asking questions is how you find things and get you die. Rule 1 of being goblin, don't question the big boss.
Well, do I look like a goblin to you, Jeff?
Well, I'm stuck inside of you, ain't I?
Yeah? So you're seeing things
All right, then depart goblin then. Congratulations, welcome to the clan.
Ah, thank you. You're being very welcoming today, Jeff.
As first degree, you get to be used as fodder for the catapults. Tis a worthy goblin sacrifice.
I wonder how many goblins survive that.
There's no response.
Well, this is an interesting development. I should probably put this back though for now.
A Neffin will be like, I agree.
Yeah.
Jeff's like, oh no, just bring it out in front of everyone, why don't you? You're just gonna ask questions, might as well just show it off.
I'm not gonna ask questions in the middle of a town where there's actively people hunting us. Although...
And Jeff's like, you should have chased him down and killed him, you know that, right? Goblin lesson 2. Don't let the adventurers get away, because they bring more and kill all the goblins.
Yeah, I already did that, Jeff.
He just rolls his eyes. You can feel him roll his eyes inside of you.
You were there for the genocide.
You say that as if I'm happy about it.
I mean, you're the one flinging your own goblins and catapults. You don't seem overly concerned with their lives.
Goblin violence is core goblin mythology. You're not a goblin unless you get thrown by a catapult. That's just how it is.
Okay, so how did goblins make this far if they die every time?
Throw the children!
Is Dusty talking to himself as far as I can tell?
He's like muttering to himself in there a little bit. You can't really hear him.
Okay, yeah, I'm not paying him any mind. Then.
I mean, you can see ghosts too, so you probably know what that exact hell is going on.
No, he can't see these two.
Oh, you can't see these two?
Well, first off, they're inside your head, and secondly, even if they were out, he couldn't see them.
Okay,
I remember.
I remember he saw Neffin when we met her.
Just out of curiosity, has Dusty ever been able to see my ghost?
So, again, like yours, it's internal until you use your power, then everyone can see it.
So probably in that fight, Dusty could see Nagomo more clearly than others could.
Oh, definitely, much so. Yeah, he can see him more clearly, but everyone can see Nagomo when you use that power, just like we talked about in that fight. Yeah.
Like,
Gotcha.
I imagine it's like sorry to be all weeby, but I imagine the pre-stand people who see the shimmer, then I can see the full stand.
Yep, totally understand.
I'm just gonna say yep and just move on.
Watch JoJo, you uncultured. Okay, anyways, so I was talking to Jeff. Okay, I'm gonna put this back now.
Yeah, you put the lid back on.
Yep. I asked about it at the guild, but I'm gonna keep an extra eye on that box just in case when we're passing through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I am going to just make sure Reap and Sow are both sharpened.
Yeah, of course they are. They're magical weapons. So
I don't know what else to do right now.
Well, luckily for you, your 3 friends are back after delivering a letter.
Mm-hmm. We can add other people's name next to Charles. By the way.
What'd you say?
That we can add like Phoenix and someone else's name to the letter.
Just leave it with Charles.
That's long enough to be like 4 names right there. You're good.
Yeah, there are 4 names. He would think it's one guy called Charles, one guy called Hercule, one guy called...
Yep.
All right. Let's finish this job.
Oh,
All right.
good. All right, and so, yeah, let's move into the line.
Yeah, you get into the ever-growing line. See, if you're just by yourself carrying your own things, it's very quick, but you have to get like the cart checked. So you show up.
We were already getting it checked.
No, you have to wait until everyone's there. Because once you're checked, you go through the portal. So, but now everyone's there. So you hand them the paperwork for everything. They kind of just poke their head into the back of the wagon. They don't really go through the crates. They give you guys a thumbs up, and they send you through the portal.
They went through all the crates?
There is... Huh?
They went through all the crates?
No, they don't go through them. They just look at them physically.
Okay.
From the back.
Markings and such.
Yeah, it's like in airports, they don't open them, you just put under or something.
Yeah, well, they don't have a scanner. They just kind of like poke their head in through the back area and just look. All right, cool. No one's like hiding behind a crate or anything, and then you're good.
He never smuggled anything in his life. Nothing at all.
Charles is now thinking it's the very good place to smuggle things.
There's no map for Isatrix. Isatrix doesn't get a map because it's not meant to be a place where bad things happen.
Foreshadowing.
So we're going to be on this wonderful place of Isatrix, or of the Convergence. Isatrix, as you guys exit through the portal, the environment of dry, arid heat changes to a pleasant breeze. The stone buildings are very square, dwarven-looking, turn into more medieval European with stone bases and wooden tops, thatch roofs, things like that. As you guys are in the capital city of Isatrix. Yeah, you guys are motioned through to carry on past the portal so more people can keep going through, keep the traffic moving, yada, yada, yada. This is a very large city. This is probably like the largest city you guys been in other than the Convergence. You see in the distance like a keep. You can see chapel towers. There's kids running around here. Compared to the other 3 facets you've been on with their capital cities, this makes those other capital cities look like just cities. Business is booming. There's horses and carts. It looks like a true capital city here.
All right. Well, now that we're off of that facet, what say we go find a place to sleep for the night, then deliver this in the morning?
Are we delivering it to the capital city or a different city?
It's a different city.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, set out in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather get to the facet first and then, because I don't know where we could
So
store
you're on the facet.
Oh, we're on
you're on
Isatrix?
Isatrix right now. Yeah. You're delivering to the city of Orvorth, which would be to the west of the capital city. Capital city is like dead middle of the facet, which, keep in mind, Isatrix is the largest facet. It's so large where you guys can't see the edges. It actually looks like it curves down, like the normal Earth and such. This place is like ginormous.
Home
It has,
sweet home.
It has 6 main cities, the capital city, and then a whole bunch of like little smaller villages and stuff.
I twitches slightly when you say home sweet home.
Wait, whose home is
Do
this?
we know? Yeah.
My family lives here.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna visit them.
Interesting.
I think they're a little out of the way.
Yeah, your town is north. You guys are going west.
Yeah.
I mean, we can stop after the delivery if you want.
I mean, there's no need.
Mm.
It's just nice to be. I can visit them on my own downtime. No need to take up the party's time to go visit my family. But
Just
it's
as a
nice
matter
to
of
see my home.
curiosity. Just as a matter of curiosity, it sounds innocuous enough, but I'm gonna insight check that. Whatever.
You can't get a beat on.
I wish I was hiding some now.
Kai's years in the guard has made him really good at hiding his true intentions. Charles. You got a sister back home by any chance, there, Kaius?
Nope. Okay. How old's your mother?
Oh gosh. All right. So I guess we're resting here for the night.
Yeah. Find an inn where we can safely.
You can easily find an inn for cheap. So cheap you don't need to worry about paying it. And in the morning, you guys head off to Orvorth. It's a day and a half's journey out there with a small stop in a little resting village. It's a popular one stop because from there's like 3 other cities you go to. But you land over at Orvorth. This city looks like the other capital cities you've been to in terms of size. Like, you're kind of starting to understand just how big Isatrix is and just how populated it is. Compared to the capital city of Isatrix, this city of Overworth has more an open layout. There's a lot of spaces between buildings. Each building seems to have like multiple chimneys coming out of it. The sign as you go in is a bellows and a roaring fire. This seems to be some sort of like crafting focused city or something like that. There's a river that runs through the middle that has like 6 water wheels running with it. So, yep.
Let's see.
What do you guys do?
Oh, let's see. I'm looking over the job description. I just say it just says to deliver the supplies untouched to Oborth. Okay. Guess we'll have to ask to see if we can find the Sickle and Shield Company here.
You ask around for a little bit, and they kind of direct you to not the direct center of the city, but like definitely like an inner ring. You guys with the mules, trot your way through. A lot of friendly faces, plenty of people waving at you guys, just in a friendly manner. Very light guard presence here as well. There are guards here, but it is a light presence. A lot of old people, a lot of children, a lot of families are here. And eventually you come across this very dwarven looking structure. After just coming from the dwarven facade, you're like, that's a dwarven building right there. And it has the sickle and shield logo out front.
Probably the place.
Seems so. Is there like I'm guessing there's a front entrance and a side area where like carts and stuff go? All right. I'll just say to the others, how about you go in, let them know that we're here. I'll bring the cart over to that side area. See if they'll let me bring it in or if I have to wait.
Yeah, no problem.
So you four go into the building. You see like the front area is both like a shop area where there's a lot of armors and weapons and tools, things that have been smithed here are on display. Not multiples, there's like one of each. There's like mannequins wearing armor and poses with a sword. You can see there's a guy, like a mock set up someone with a sickle cutting wheat and such. And there would be a female dwarf at the desk right there. And she would see you like, oh, come in over here. Come here, pretty please. How can I help you for?
Hello, I just showed her my ring. We are on the business from the Adventurers Guild. We were asked to deliver you some ore coming from...
Oh, you're the delivery!
Dragor.
Excellent,
Yes.
Good. Did you already bring it around back?
Yes, we have one of our members is taking it
Perfect.
outside.
Perfect. Well, my teams will be out there checking everything, make sure it's all good to go. I'm assuming everything's good to go. No one stole anything or tampered with the materials, anything like that, did ya?
No.
Nope. Good.
But we were able to scare them off.
Bandits. Yeah, well, that's what we hired you guys for. So, but if you scared them off, that's 2 thumbs up and a good job to you all. And we thank you for your hard work.
Not a problem.
No problem.
Yep. Just a few minutes later, Glover come in work. You just like, there was attendants back there. They go through everything, sign a piece of paper, and tell you to hand it to the front desk lady. Yeah.
All right, yeah. I go in and kind of squeeze my way through the doorway.
Yep.
And hand her this little receipt.
Yep. She looks at it. She's like, oh, good. Everything's good to go. What kind of reward would you each like? Remember, it's gold, a bar of metal. Granted, it can't be, expensive metal. It can't be, I don't know, like adamantine or anything like that. But, we have a couple different types of metals we specialize in here. Or weapon oil. What would you each prefer?
Oh, so we get to... All right, so that's for each of
So
us.
you each get to pick.
What kind of metals are up for reward? Just curious.
Well, you have your basic steel, which I don't suggest because you can get that anywhere. Of the 3 metals you could pick from, we have dwarven steel. It's one of our standard metals that we use. It is really useful for shields and armors, typically. Weapons, it can be. If you want to fighting against heavily armored foes and you want to get past their thick scales. It's just basically better steel in all ways. Is how we dumb it down for people. The second bar of metal that we can make for you all is what we called Thunderstone. And what Thunderstone is, it's metal that enhances electrical-based attacks. So if you have, or any spellcasters and such, we can make a rod out of it, and you'll get a little bit empowered electrical attacks. Armor will allow you to withstand lightning-based damage a little bit better. Shield, same thing. And then weapons doesn't really do much unless you cast an electrical spell through it or something like that. And the third metal is what we call deep metal. It's just a heavy metal. On terms of durability, it's basically the same as steel, maybe a little bit stronger, but it's heavy. If you have a heavy weapon or heavy armor, you definitely want this. Some people call it adamantine light. It's not as dense or heavy as adamantine. So it's good for those weaker people, but still want that heavy feel of weapon and armor. Good for hammers and stuff like that.
I'm a druid. I'll take the gold.
All right, she hands you 50 gold. There you go.
Can't do use for metal. I can't do shit with metal.
I consider my glaive, and I say, I'll take a bar of dwarven steel.
Alrighty. And she'll just effortlessly just a bar of ingot of dwarven steel. It's laid out right there in front of you.
I grab at it, tuck my glaive under arm.
You could lift it with one hand. It's like
it's a bit more effort than I'd like.
Yeah.
You know.
So, all right. You other three. What would you like?
I would take the gold too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the gold.
All right.
I'll take the heavy metal.
The deep metal. All right. And
Yeah.
she actually has effort with this one. She's like, here, take it. I don't want to smash the counter.
Take it before I get a hernia.
What's your strength, Kaius?
It is 16.
Okay, you are able to pick this up then. Yes. But you would require both hands to pick this up for sure. It is you're looking at it. It's a little bit smaller than Gloric's ingot, but it probably weighs 2 to 3 times the weight. It is dense metal.
This will make a good armor.
Oh, for sure. She says, you're gonna need more than 1 ingot to make a good set of armor with that. But you can always mix the metals. That's always something you can do. So if you find another armor you like or metal that you like, you can always do that.
I look at the bar that I just got and said, does the same go for this type of weapon?
Nope. That you should be able to make a halberd head with that really well.
All right.
If I may make a suggestion, look for a good type of wood to go with it as well. Don't just get common wood. If you're going to make a good weapon, you want all the parts to be good quality. You know, strong metal, weak wood, you're just going to break it off when you hit something.
Oh, of course.
So. Oh, and if I might suggest, and she's going into her obvious talking mode here. This the secretary. Tell the smith to run a line of metal through the halberd itself, so that way it gives it a little bit more structure and rigidity and stuff.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah.
While we're here, question. Would it be okay if we came in and watched you work with some of the metal?
Well, we don't. You have to pay for lessons if you wish to tutor under us. But the tutoring is one thing, but if you wish to work for us, that's a different thing. So. But
Do you
Oh yes.
Do you have any other ingots of metal for sale?
Well, we have 7 types of ingots that we sell here of metal that we refine through the Sickle and Shield company.
How much for dwarven steel?
Hold on 1 second. Let me grab my ledger.
If it's less than 50 gold, you just got ripped.
Uno momento. So we sell dwarven steel ingots for. So you're not a member, you're not a trusted friend, so we would sell them for 65 gold pieces each.
And how many pieces of metal would it take to make, let's say, a set of plate?
Set of plate armor. Whew. Here, let me go get one of my smiths, and he can give you a better answer with all that. And she'll scurry into the back. Several minutes go by, 4 or 5. And then a blondish-looking dwarf comes out. He comes in. He's wearing an apron. His face is all sooted up and everything. He's like, which one of you is asking questions about getting armor made?
Me, sir.
Yeah, you with the big giant great sword. What do you want? What is it?
I'm looking to collect some ingots so I can make a full plate armor.
Mm-hmm. He nods. What kind of armor are you looking at? I know plate, but do you want it, enchanted? Do you want it made to be light and durable? Do you want it to be heavy and undurable? What do you want here? Give me specifics.
Well, I have this deep metal, so I'm guessing that's likely a more durable piece of metal. So I just want a heavy, thicker piece of armor here.
He looks at you up and down. He's like, hold on, hold your arms out like this. He's gonna walk around to you, and he's going to pull out his hammer, like just one little hammer looking thing. The head of it looks like it's made of like greenish metal. It's like a light tint to it, like green steel. He's like, here, hold this in your left arm. And he hands it to you. All right, I need a strength check from you. There's a raw strength check.
Strength. Wait, there we go.
Just hit strength, yeah. 4. He's like, keep your arm straight. Keep your arm straight. Don't let it drop. Ah, you let it drop. Yeah, you don't want armor made of that stuff. You won't be able to fucking move.
Well, dang.
But what you can get is what's known as mixed alloys. Typically, just having one metal type is never a good thing. All right, you want to mix the metals together into an alloy and make it stronger and emphasize the effects that you want, right? Deep metal is a good baseline for alloys, all right? You're going to have a heavy set of armor where you can move yourself, but no one's going to be able to bash you away easily, right? That's the idea. You know, your heavy fighters on the front lines have shields and armor with alloy with this stuff, and, well, a dragon tries to pick you up and take you away, and instead they're still stuck on the ground.
Yeah, yes. That would be nice.
So, he looks you up and down. He's like, where'd you get the sword?
I picked it up from Black Snow off of Chieftain, a goblin chieftain.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, I would hand him.
Yeah, he takes it. He looks at it, and like with one arm, gives it a couple swings, you know? And he's like, oh, this is all right. This is some good stuff. Volcanic obsidian. You don't get to see this very often outside of Black Snow. And he's like, you casting spells?
No, sir.
Do you want to cast magic?
You're asking as if you could help with that.
No, I'm asking to make sure you don't want to cast magic ever.
Oh, perfect. Then no.
God. All right. He pulls out a notepad. Here. If you want a good set of armor, tell the smith this is what you want. He writes some stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, wait a minute, I wrote in Dwarvish. Hold on. He flips it over, rewrites it in Common. He tears it off. He's like, here. And it's an alloy mixture where it's has the deep slate metal you just mentioned in there. I need to look at my notes to make sure I'm pronouncing this metal correctly. It's a homebrew metal of mine, and I never remember the name of it because it's stupid, and I wish I renamed it every day. Hold on, where's it at? Pentacost links. Hold on. Where's my metals stuff? Anyways, there's an ingot in there that's anti-magic, where it's made to stop magic users, and then it also has dwarven steel mixed in there. Those three ingots of varying different levels.
And I can give this to the smith here?
Here or back on the Convergence, wherever. They'll know that's like, it's not common metals. It's going to run you a lot of money. And I mean, a lot of fucking money, he says. But take that to Master Smith. Tell him you want it. He looks at you up and down. Yeah, that'll work out. Tell him that's how you want it. Give him the piece of paper. And tell him you want it masterworked, all right? Make sure to specifically say masterworked. Otherwise, you're not getting a bang for your buck, all right? And that armor there will make sure that, well, spells cast at you by hostiles is going to have a hard time hitting you. If it does, it's not going to hurt as bad, all right? You're going to be weighed down a little bit. You're going to be slower in that metal, but you're going to be a walking mountain.
Well, thank you, dwarf, and I'll hold my hand out to like give him a handshake.
Yeah, he'll grab it and then pull you in for a big old bear hug. Just like, kind of like snapping your back a little bit. You're like, he's very strong.
I moonlight as a chiropractor.
Reminds me of my brother. I like this guy.
Nah, you got that warrior spirit in you, kid. Anyone who's willing to wear a set of plate armor and fight defensively has got a thumbs up in my book.
Perhaps I'll revisit you again.
Well, we have a company out in the Convergence. If you want one of our people to make it, they can make it out there.
All right. Well, many thanks.
He nods and he's like, all right. If you have any more questions, you can talk to the secretary here or go talk to the people of the Convergence. I have things to make with the metal you guys just brought in. And he's going to scurry on back.
DM, would I know how much this would cost me?
You do not.
I watch as he leaves, and I just grumble, "Oh, I don't need to fight with plate armor."
My body is made of plate armor.
Why would you fight plate armor? It can't move.
Gun secretary is there. She's like, Mr. over there, points at you, Dusty. What is it that you wanted?
Oh, gold. I already got it.
Oh, sorry, the DM didn't remember. So,
who's DM?
Right. Well, if that's everything for you all, I hope you come go to one of our places for business again in the future.
Would you happen to know how much this is going to cost? And I'd hand it.
She would look at it. She just gives you a oh dear face. Well, let's assume here you don't have the medals yourself, and let's assume here you're paying for everything, and it was someone in one of our places of businesses. You're looking at upwards to 2,500 gold.
Ooh. All right.
2,500.
If you work really, really hard, your great-grandchildren might be able to scrape it together.
She says, and she's like, it's odds, Bundix doesn't usually give advice like that very often, so I would, if I was Yoda, I would get it done. He knows what he's talking about.
He did strike me as the knowledgeable sort. I will save up for this.
He's one of the grandchildren of the people who founded our business, so.
Oh.
Yes.
Prestigious.
Yes, he, for some reason, wants to stay out here instead of back on Dogvor, where, the rest of his family's at. He just likes being out here in the fresh air, he says, so.
All right, then I don't think we have any further business.
Right.
You all have a safe journey back now.
Thank you.
Let's make our way back to the guild.
You guys make your way boop, 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 back to the Convergence, back to the Adventurers Guild. You guys already been rewarded. She herself stamped it, and you just turned it in saying, a job well done. And congratulations, you're now officially bronze rank members. You guys have visited enough facets.
Yay.
Yay!
We were copper rank before.
Hey.
Or Iron Rank. You were Iron Rank.
Yeah, I know.
You
said,
called it
"Joke,
copper."
man.
Got it. I was like, you were Iron. You were, so.
Not know what
DM,
bronze is made of.
with the deep metal,
Yep.
since I do have that ingot, would that mean that it'd be a little bit cheaper than 2,000?
It would be a little bit cheaper, yes.
Okay.
Looking at it, you would need here, I'll write it down for you and message it to you. And then once I find the name of the anti-magic metal, which I didn't ever think I would use this soon, but I rolled some dice and he likes you, so
You may have to get a whole.
That's just the first name that rattles off my brain.
I may even make a sword with it. We'll see.
Your sword is fucking awesome. All right.
Yeah, I do like my sword. But an anti-magic sword, that just gives me Black Clover vibes, and I'm with it.
Take that with a mage hunter feat.
Be
Mage Slayer,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Mage Slayer.
Just call it fuck you casters.
Y'all making these like builds and shit, and I'm just sitting here with Fenix like he likes to make things.
I'm not heavily focused on builds, so you know.
It's okay. My other characters, I have like some really dope ass builds. I have an Artificer Fighter who's one of my favorites to play. But
Builds are
Fenix
fun.
is what?
So builds are fun.
Would that
If
be
I were more
fun.
builds focused, Gwilric would use a shield.
Fair enough.
This campaign's not made for like min-maxing builds. It's if you haven't noticed, you know,
Yeah.
there's character development's key to this campaign.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you delivered it. You job well done. We got 2 hours left. What would you guys like to do next?
Well, there's only one bronze rank mission.
Well, you guys can do steel ranks now. Remember, you can go one up, one down for your rank.
Yeah.
Before leaving the convergence, I would like to stop by the offices of that guild, which is called, one second, the Myurian Guard.
Oh, yes, those guys.
Meanwhile, I would like to ask around for a smith who can work with dwarven steel.
Mm-hmm.
Want to look into what it would cost to make a decent weapon, a decent polearm, either glaive or halberd with it.
Yeah, I think Charles will go and look in the restaurant if they have any dwarven or elven, like something better equipment available.
So we'll start with Kaius. So you're going to the Marion Guild. What are you doing there?
I am applying to be brought into it.
I remember correctly, you already ranked 1 in the Red House, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you can join the Marion Guild Guard. The questionnaire, paperwork, it's just like the Adventurers Guild, just like the Red House. Name, occupation, history, known associates, key talents, what you can do, blah 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 blah. And they allow you to join in. There's no rank system in the guard or in the guilds. It's just prestige based, essentially, where you're a part of it. Occasionally, they'll ask you to do favors. You can ask them to do favors. Just as kind of more of an association, Scratch each other's back. So,
Right,
is there anything
awesome.
you wish to do once you're in it? Any questions you have? Anything you're trying to do here?
I will actually ask if they also have a file on the man known as Eskinez.
They would not know.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I just wanted to join to have a nice guild. Oh, I would ask if they had any trainers, specifically in battle maneuvers.
Trainers and battle maneuvers, they would not specifically have any trainers. They would just recommend you to basically the place you've already looked, which would be the Red House and the arena. As far as training, all they have is... So the Marion Guard is all about colonizing already discovered facets. So these are facets that have already been scouted out, already been observed where hostiles are at, and they go and eliminate those high hostiles. They primarily are monster fighters, is what they are. The guild, the guard. So if you have any, I don't want to say witchers because they're not witchers, but kind of use that mindset of if it comes to killing monsters, trapping monsters, or making an area safe for colonization, this is the people who do it. So, and they are about, subjugating aggressive locals. So, they are very hostile. They primarily kill. They don't really keep people, or they don't like capture monsters for study, which is why the Circle of Signs don't like them, because the circle is all about preserving life and the natural way of things.
All right. Perfect.
So, if you have any questions regarding to that, ask away. Excuse me. Yeah.
No.
Any other questions? You good? All right.
Yep.
We'll work.
Right.
Finding a smith isn't too difficult with dwarven steel. It's a little fancier than normal metals and steels. So finding one isn't hard at all. What do you ask him? What do you say?
I ask for some. I'm just gonna. Oh wait, am I? What? Yeah. Have I found a specific
Yep.
smith yet? Oh, okay.
Yes. You found a smith.
just-
It's a elf. Ran
Okay.
smithery. So,
All right.
a buff-looking elf at that.
I'll say, hello. I'm looking to take this ingot of dwarven steel and make a glaive, much like this one. But I understand that it would be better if it had some higher quality wood for the shaft, and also that metal run from the pommel to the blade through the shaft. So I'm wondering what that might cost me.
The female elf would look at the halberd and the metal, and she would nod. It's like, well, whoever told you all that knew what they were talking about. You want a halberd? You want anything fancy with it, or just make a dwarven steel? Glaive,
not
sorry.
a help.
Yeah, glaive. DM misspoke.
Well, if it will depend on prices, but I would also like to know how much it would cost to make it as a masterwork.
A masterworks glaive. Okay. That's going to cost you, no matter what, a baseline of 500 gold.
Okay, masterwork's off the table. So
And what masterwork does, it gives you a +1 weapon without magic. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just say, okay, then forget the masterwork thing. Oh, in that case, then.
Well, if you don't want a masterwork, you already got the steel. Wood. What kind of wood do you want?
I was not advised on any wood in particular, just told to use high quality wood. So I'm thinking, if it comes down to it, I will take. Here are my priorities: durability, price, fanciness. Just I don't really care about that third one very much.
What's your fighting style?
I look for decent space, and I step back and I show some of the basic combat maneuvers I've been trained to do.
She nods. Alrighty. Ask you questions, but basically like what class you are. I'm assuming you say barbarian.
Yeah.
She asks you, are you more defensive or offensive?
I'm not really defensive to myself. A lot of what I do is for the sake of protecting my fellows, but I do so aggressively.
Nods. Do you fight? What kind of your group? What do you guys specialize in terms of what do you fight?
We're only bronze rankers in the guild, but at this point we've been fighting a fair number of groups, with occasional tougher enemies amongst them. Like recently we had a job where we had to eliminate goblins, and among them were hobgoblins.
She's like, all right, well, what I can do is I can inlay silver if you want it silvered. If not, that's basically all I can suggest at this point for you.
Inlay silver into the blade. Okay. All right. In that case, I'd just like to know the price of with and without the silver.
All right. In terms of wood, I'm just going to give you a nice durable. We'll go with a willow wood. I think that'll be a good one to match well. With the silver, you're looking at. You already got the dwarven steel, which is going to be honestly the most expensive part. You're looking at an extra, just out of pocket with the silver. She kind of like thinks for a minute. See, I got to carve the wood. I got to size it to you. 45 gold. That's with silver. Without silver, you're looking at 30. I'll give it to you.
Let's do it with the silver. and I will hand her 4 platinum and 5 gold pieces.
And the steel and the metal, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Duh.
okay. Cool, all right. Well, will give me... She kind of looks at it, looks at you. Ah, shit. What the fuck are you?
I am a Loxodon.
Yeah, I don't care, really. I was just asking. I need to get your measurements. Never seen one of your people before.
By all means.
Yeah. She pulls out tape measure.
I stand in T-pose.
Yeah, she gets real close and gets those like really uncomfortable places. Make sure you get all your measurements perfectly. She looks at your trunk. She's like, "Do you use that to fight?"
Not with the weapon, no.
Okay, good, because I wouldn't know how to measure that thing. Like, do you measure from the base? Do you measure from the top? Like tip to back? I wouldn't know.
If you have to ask.
She takes your measurements and she's like, all right, well, this is a weird one, so I'm going to need an extra day. Just make sure I do it right. So give me 4 days and it should be done.
All right, thank you very much. What's your name again?
Oh, Nodia.
Nodia. Thank you, Nodia. I'll be back in a few days then.
All right, she takes the stuff, boop, boop, boop. Just throws it on her counter and we'll take care of it later.
So that was 4 days, you said?
Yeah, 4 days, yeah.
Awesome.
Charles is next, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Charles will go back to the restaurant and try to see if they have some better quality weapons back in stock.
You want to do what?
Maybe something
In stock? Any fancy things? What are you looking for specifically? Looking for weapons? Looking for armor? Are you looking for crossbows, magical items? What is Charles looking for? What is this flavor of the day?
I didn't hear anything. You were quite robotic.
I'm asking, are you looking for weapons, armor, magical weapons, ammunition? What's your flavor of the day?
More weapons, and something of that. Magical, I think he would not be able to afford yet. But he would just ask for the price anyway. But something more like better quality weapon, something maybe elven or dwarven made that can be of better use than his current rapier.
So you're looking for foreign cuisines.
Sorry. Let's say like this, yes.
I love this. I love this like little system we made together of like using food terms for things. It's great. So you're looking for foreign cuisines. You're by yourself, so it's much more simpler to get through without your friends with you. You get taken to a tasting room where they have a few dishes for you to try out. You have been here a few times, and it's actually funny when you go in this time, because you're shown a little bit more behind the curtain, so to speak. You don't know why they seem a little more comfortable around you. They understand you're a bit more of a professional and such. So they pull out a few weapons they have thought you would enjoy the taste of.
Interesting.
The first is, of course, a rapier. It seems somehow even thinner, and even somehow even more lightweight. And they tell you this is a stinger. It's a type of rapier is made to specifically pierce through heavily armored foes.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like it looks like it's an actual insect stinger. The point is so small that you can barely see it, and like without angling it the right way. They said this is made with just normal steel. It just has a very specific crafting style. Basically, what this is if an enemy has medium or heavy armor, or if their natural AC is above a certain threshold, they get a -1 to their AC when you attack them, for you specifically. Or you basically get a +1 to attacking them.
Okay.
When it's a certain armor type and things like that. Yeah. The next thing they show you is a crossbow. And the wood it's made of seems very, how do I say it? Very flexible. And what they say is this is a bit more we think would be in your style of a weapon. And this is called a pocket crossbow. And they said it is a more mechanical tinkered weapon where you can fire it once very quickly, just pull it out for a quick shot, but it takes forever to reassemble it. Basically, it's an hour reload time. But what this is, it's a free action attack, which means is you can use to attack it at any point in combat as like a quick draw fire.
Yeah, I need to think about it. This one.
But like they said, it's a 1 hour reassemble time, so you gotta make sure
it's a bit.
And it's also, they said it's not very reliable for aiming, so make sure it's a big target. So it's that trade-off. The third thing they show you is another rapier, but this one seems more sized to the one you have. It's a bit more thicker. It's not like the Stinger with that razor sharp pointed weapon. This one's a bit more classical, they say, in taste, an elven cuisine. It is an elven styled rapier. So it's more lightweight. It's just a fancier rapier where the only benefit is you can, where's my notes at for elven weapons? Yeah, so they say this is just an example piece. What happens is you can get any weapon made this way, and you can turn basically a longsword into a one-handed weapon or into a lightweight weapon and stuff like that. So if you want to move up from a rapier to a different weapon and made it an elven style, you could make it to where it works for you.
Okay, interesting. So theoretically, I could have an elven longsword and still use it with. Yeah, okay.
You could.
Interesting. I mean, longsword is still D8, but yes.
It's D8, but it's better than a D6.
Yes. I think no, rapier or sword is D8.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I thought rapier was D6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one is it? It's D8 or D.
I mean, the big difference
interesting.
between longsword and rapier is that a longsword is a slashing weapon and versatile.
Yes.
The rapier is a D8.
Yes, it's D8 too.
So what's a D10 weapon you can make into that?
I'm looking.
Maybe a glaive? No, you couldn't.
Glaive or Guiric already has one.
No, it's a two-handed weapon anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Which is special.
Well, if you're having problems with weapons, we could always suggest one of our more exotic ones.
I think I may be interested in by the first one that you showed. Otherwise, what are your more exotic weapons?
Well, hold on a second. The DM's pulling up his list. Where is it? Make sure it's the right weapon. No, that's not gonna be your style. Yeah. For your fighting style, they don't have much exotic weapons that could be made into an elven styled weapon and still work for your fighting style, really. Let me check one more thing. And let's see here. I'm looking at weapons. Oh, actually, there is something here they have.
Oh.
Yes. So they would pull out what seems to be a slightly curved blade. It looks like if a scimitar and a longsword had a child.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me get the image for you real quick. Hold on, let me open this up and then I need to crop it. Save image. Downloads. Yeah, that works. Oop, let me crop this. Down. There we go. Save a copy. Downloads. Yes. Copy. I'm just gonna put it here in general chat for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. It is specifically an elven weapon known as an elven brimbellet. It is a D10 slash weapon.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
And if it's made with the elven style, you'll be able to use it as a rogue, as a light weapon.
Yeah, finesse, yeah.
Yeah. Weapon,
yeah, interesting. Oh, I think this one may be interesting. How much will it be?
Oh wow, it actually looks like the one you have in your hands.
Yeah.
They said, well, if you want it as is, it will cost you 75 gold.
Mm-hmm. And well, you say as is, meaning you can offer some modifications to it?
All cuisines can get a different spice of life to them.
Yes, of course.
If you want it to be spicy, we can do that. If you wish to have a nice minty cold taste, we can do that. But it will cost a lot more to get it curated to your taste.
Oh, yes,
if you want like a D4 fire or something like that, they can do that, but it's going to cost extra. If you want it masterwork or if you want silvered or anything like that, yeah.
I think like it being very spicy would be a bit over my budget.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to give a price idea, how much would it be?
For spiciness or something like that?
Yes.
So to get a D4 on it, it's 250.
250, so that's
250.
325 with the base cost.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you want silvered, it's going to cost you an extra 50.
An extra 50. And if I want it as a like piece of culinary excellence, a masterpiece, how much would it be?
500.
500. Silver would be good, but it's not. No, I think I would just take it as it is now.
Okay. So it'd be 75 coppers.
Yeah,
or gold. Sorry, not coppers.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Very good.
We still have a couple more things to show if you are interested in.
Yes. What
do you fight with the shield
offer?
by some chance?
Not currently. Meaning, my class is not able to, but I plan to take a feat that will allow me next time.
When if you take up a shield? I thought level 3 you get shield proficiency.
No, you don't. As a rogue, even swashbuckler, you don't.
What?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna look this up.
So I was planning to take a feat that would give me +1 dex because I'm at 17 right now, and allow me to pick up shields.
Hold on one second. I'm looking this up. I swore they gave you shields.
No.
Nope. Nope.
Rogues never had shields in 5e.
No, the swashbuckler, I thought they did.
No.
Yeah,
Believe
you
me,
would
I would
think
know.
the class named after one fighting style would be, but no.
Wow.
Well, swashbuckler doesn't usually swashbucklers. I only think of them with one sword and a free hand or a gun.
Well, they got the swashbuckling shield. It's called swashbuckling shield for a reason.
Are you thinking of a buckler?
Yeah, buckler.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
I mean, to be fair, a buckler is basically a shield that covers the back of your hand.
Still. All right.
Yes, still.
They say in that case, never mind.
Yeah, I feel that soon I will be able to, but right now I still need a bit more, coordination.
Well, we do offer cooking lessons here
Mm-hmm.
in the establishment.
Yeah, that can be useful.
So if you wish to learn how to cook certain cuisines and such, you could always learn.
Yes, I will. I will remember it.
AKA, they're basically saying they could teach you how to use a shield.
Yes, I mean, I was thinking taking this feat, but it can be a way to justify it.
Yeah. So, right. Well, they have nothing really else to show you.
Yeah.
Who's next? Dusty or Fenix?
So new sword, it's a slashing, yes.
Yeah, slashing.
Okay.
I'm happy either way.
You're good. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Dusty, you do anything fancy?
I'm gonna do things. I just figured if Dusty wants to go first, I'm okay with that.
I'm still trying to think of something. I can't really think of anything that's not mission based right now.
I mean,
So Fenix, you go first. I'm trying to think of something.
Fenix is gonna go to the pawn shop.
oh, go back to that pawn shop. All right. Use some of your in-house currency you have.
He's gonna see if there's anything interesting alchemy-wise, since he seemed to have quite a few assortments of things.
Well, the pawn shop owner is excited to see you back. Well, not excited, but he's like, someone he recognizes, and he's gonna, yeah. He's like, oh, welcome back. What was your name? Started with the F. What was it? Fenix. I'm so sorry. Welcome back. Where's your other friends at?
Oh, they're out and about. I came to take stock of what you might have in your store today.
Well, we have a whole bunch of odds and ends. Like every few days, something new comes in, and something I've had for years goes out. Feel free to look around, and he gives like a little basket. Just load that up and bring it up to the counter when you're done.
I'll look around for any interesting ingredients that might suit some of the potion ideas I've been presenting.
What would Phoenix classify as interesting?
I
Like
haven't
shiny? Are we talking about like bulky? Smells good? Smells bad? Like what we got here? What's something fancy in her eyes or his eyes? Sorry.
We're talking more like purpose-driven than appearance or anything. Like, like.
Is there something specific Phoenix is looking for? Because you said Phoenix has some potion ideas, so I'm curious. You want to slide me a DM? A
I
message?
sent you a few of them, but I'll send you a few now just because I don't want to spoil things.
Well, I'm on your side here. I'm trying to help you out. I want to give you what you could find here. I don't want to cuck you over because you didn't tell me you wanted this. That's something that would have been here reasonably. Just give me general ideas of what you want, and
On the topic of things that are in the pawn shop, I was gonna ask, or if any of those ingots would be there.
Maybe dwarven steel if you're lucky.
Okay.
Yeah. Things that are obvious of worth aren't necessarily going to be in a pawn shop. Pawn shop's high risk, high reward in terms of what you find here. You gotta get creative with the pawn shop items. So.
Not me just quickly scrolling through the various things I've saved over time. There's a few that I had ideas for.
Alrighty. Okay, got it. Give me 7 d20s.
7 d20s.
Yep, 7 individual d20s.
Damn! I got 2 nat 20s in there.
They got like 2 18s, a 17, an 8, and a 14. Wow.
That is really like 2 nat 20s.
Can you do me a favor? Can you stop motherfucking hacking? All right. So Fenix goes and browses the aisles, not sticking to one section because alchemy can take form in many different forms. A few different potion ideas in mind. They wander the aisles back and forth. One thing that catches their eye immediately, that seems like a good alchemy idea, would be a 4-leaf clover.
Oh,
It's like pressed in like a piece of like, thin parchment, like kind of like a baseball card type thing. On it says, "From your favorite daughter, love Lucy," on the back. I hope it brings you good luck in life.
That's nice. I'm gonna use it for potions.
Oh, that's sweet. Some other things you find would be bags of metal shavings, which could be used in alchemy for certain things sometimes. You would find iron shavings, copper shavings, and silver shavings. You would find, see here, for more focus around your potions again, going back through, you would find, potion of resting. I don't know why I thought that said potion of arresting, like stopping people.
Potion of the
potion
police.
of resting. Stop, this is the police. You would find, how would I describe this? On a shelf in the corner with some dust on it would be this like mason jar filled with what seems to be liquid moonlight. Is the best way you could describe it. It's not what's labeled. It's actually labeled dream water.
Oh yeah, I'm taking that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. On a shelf with like animal parts on it, like chops of like antlers and bones and like claws and teeth. There is like fresh glands from animals that you think you could use for the Gwilrick potion.
Interesting. Yes, I'll definitely pick up a bit of that.
And I'll give you one more. Actually, I'll give you 2 more interesting things. The next one you would find is a few herbs of various degree of different herbs, and you kind of go through them. And there's one that seems to have this aura about it. It's this thick jumble of like, you ever seen like those tumbleweeds?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but smaller, like, about yay big, like I'm showing you with my hands physically. And it's just this thorny little ball of something. You don't know what it is, but it seems interesting that you can make something out of it because when you pick it up, it feels warm in your hands.
I'll definitely take it.
Yeah. And then lastly, not really an alchemical item, it's something that's already been made, but you see there's this little container of chalk, and it's labeled stop chalk.
Stomp chalk?
Stop chalk. S-T-O-P chalk. Stop chalk. Little white sticks of chalk like you see like in a classic like 80s classroom.
I will take a look at the chalk and look at the stop and just go, stop chalk.
Oh yeah, we got that last week from some weird alchemist.
Do you know what it does?
Oh yeah, it's actually really cool. Here, I'll show you. He like comes around. he picks up one of the sticks. He's like, here. He points to like a random basket. Here, pick that up, and I'll tell you to throw it at me.
All right.
He like stands in front of you a few feet away. He draws a 5-foot line on the ground between you and him. He's like, all right, throw it. He just stands there with his hands on his hip. It would just hit an invisible barrier and just bounce off slightly. All right. So how it works is it's a one-time use, right? It stops anything that hits it. Anything, he says. I haven't tested it against literally anything, but he said anything physical, it stops it. One time.
All right. So I'll lay out some of the things I've found on the counter. And I'll put, and I'll say, how much for this plus perchance one of those stop chalks?
Well, each stick has 3 uses, he says. So.
Oh,
each
interesting.
stick would cost you, out of pocket, 15 gold.
Okay, and then how much for the rest of this?
He looks like, oh my god, what'd you do? Just take half the store? He looks at it all.
I might be a frequent shopper here.
He's like looking at all this. He's like, yeah. Some of the stuff I forgot I even had. He like picks up the 4-leaf clover. He's like, I had that here? All right. He looks at the glands. He's like, I remember that hunters dropped that off this morning. He looks at the pokey looking thing. He's like, I'm not picking that up. I'm assuming you use some of your in-store credit with all this, right?
Yeah, I have $75. Right.
You mean gold? Dollars? What are dollars?
Dollars.
He's like, all right, with the in-store credit, for this is not including the stop chalk, just all this, you're going to need to pay another 50 gold out of pocket.
So that's a reasonable price. That seems quite expensive for these, but
I'm sorry, you have a jar of dream juice.
Oh, that's fair. The dream juice makes sense. Yeah. All right. Well,
what all did you take? You like listed out for me because I don't know if you took the metal shavings or anything like that either.
Oh yeah, actually. I grabbed some of the metal shavings and some of the stuff. Just get a bunch of them.
Yeah, definitely 50 gold. Okay.
Yeah.
I was making sure you basically everything listed off you took.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
cool.
right.
Then yeah, definitely extra 50 gold.
All right.
How many sticks of stop chalk are you interested in? He says with a smile.
Thinks about it. I'll start with one, and I'll tell my allies about them as well. They might be.
So that would be 65 gold pieces.
I can do math. Let me just open a calculator.
And then you have no more in-store credits.
Yep. I will remove that from my character sheet. Tragic. I'm okay with this though. Fenix is very excited about his new goodies. He needed a boost. He's had a rough week.
You rolled 2 18s, a 17, and 2 20s. I gotta give you something good.
I love it. I'm so excited. Okay, I gotta write this all on my character sheet. 1 4-leaf.
The flea market for some therapeutic shopping.
Yep.
Sounds like my aunt. She has a shirt that's like, she's like part of this group of like adults that like track down flea markets and like goes and scours them for just random shit. Hers is books. She does books. That's like her thing, which is kind of cool.
So I got the 4-leaf dream juice, 4-leaf clover, assorted metal shavings.
Of iron, copper, and silver.
Iron, copper, silver. And then I got a weird tumbleweed.
Warm tumbleweed.
Warm tumbleweed.
Don't forget the animal glands.
Yeah.
4-leaf clover. I think that's everything.
And then stop chalk.
Oh yeah, stop chalk, yeah.
And that is a resource. So I can keep track of how many of them I use. Not me just hoarding stuff. Don't worry about it.
Fenix is having a majority stock over the bag of holding.
Yes. I don't know who has the bag of holding, but Fenix would have definitely asked to carry it.
All right. All right, shopping spree over with for Phoenix. That was fun. Dusty.
I just realized it's been like a few days. Isn't the funeral happening now?
Yes, it would be. Actually, no, it's already passed. You missed it.
Damn it!
Yep.
I thought you said 3 days.
You were out for 4.
Get there.
It's 2 there, 2 back, plus the 2 days you did on Isatrix.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's actually been 6 days.
I thought we had it back in time. My bad. Okay, what would Dusty do? Damn, that's what I had planned because I thought we made it back in time.
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah. Let's see. What can I do? I guess I would, you know what? I'm gonna go to, a Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask if anyone has seen, because I still have the key that, I can't remember who gave it to me. It was one of you guys. It's the key to that thing, the vault thing.
Yeah.
The Pentacost vaults.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask around if anyone has seen a building like that on any facets.
Any, you could do in some investigating, asking people things.
Like asking people if they've seen or heard rumors about buildings that might be related to it on facets that are accessible.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
Asking people if they've seen buildings that people aren't being able to get into because they're vaults or something, or unopenable.
Give me 3 investigation checks.
Can I guide myself on all 3 of them?
Or sorry, persuasion checks, and on 1.
Okay. Guide myself on that one, just make it better. Actually, that's 22. I should have just used a different one. I'll use it on the 3rd one.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 22, a 24, and a 25.
Alrighty. Dusty.
Don't worry, I'm sending you stuff for future stuff on Discord.
All right, I will message you back later since you're still typing. My dad's messaging me about money stuff. Sorry. So, nothing bad. It's just helping me make more money investing things. I told him to wait until I'm done with D&D. I'm investing my time with my friends right now. Dusty, Chris, going around, so you're showing the key to them and asking them if they see anything like this?
Can I make a replication of the key? Because I don't want to reveal that I have it.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah. So I would have a picture of the key.
You would sketch it out?
Yeah, sketch it out. Okay.
And you're asking people if they've seen anything like this before?
Yeah, or someone with similar markings.
Okay. So Stairway to Heaven is a you would remember, a very rambunctious place. But asking people questions happens here fairly often.
I mean, if I remember correctly, this is the high-level adventure bar that Nathan took us to, right?
Yes, but it's not like a tavern. It's a party place. It's a place to unwind and relax and enjoy yourselves.
Well, you can enjoy yourself by learning.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying what you're doing, you can't do it. I'm just letting you know it's not a shady tavern with an informant somewhere in it. Now, is that happening here? Yes, it is, actually. So through your very analytical talking of asking people questions that you are famous for doing, a lot of people just kind of blow you off like they don't fucking care. They're not here to work. They're here to relax and things like that. But you're able to kind of narrow yourself down to find other curious minds here, similar to your way of thinking. And through some talking and through some peopling and such, you're able to eventually find an individual who has absolutely seen a place like this before. It's a member of the a Blue House, a Tier 4 member, who is a Dragonborn with green scales. You make your way through people, and they kind of like direct you to other people who may know and such. And they seem to enjoy a curious thought process like you. And you were like, well, this is an interesting looking pattern. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. Why have you seen it? What is going on? Why are you asking? What are you trying to achieve here?
I'm just a student of history.
History. Well, do you know what these markings are by any chance?
I believe they are Pentecostal markings.
Yes, you are correct. They are. You see, Arthur Pentecost, back before his ill times death of saving the world, was a bit of an artificer in his spare time. You see, he was all about saving the world, which is what he died doing, creating devices and such to protect everyone. And, well, in doing so, and doing so, he had various workshops across the world. And this is markings that he used to write with, his sort of language he had, or I guess cipher of his own, the way he enchanted things and such.
Gotcha.
And I've seen one before. I've been in one of his labs before. Granted, it was cleared out, of course, but an old party of mine stumbled upon one many years back.
Are they? How are they? Are they like generally like out of the way and hidden, or what?
Well, the one we were in, it was out of the way and hidden, but it also, once you see it, you knew what it was. It's on Dog 4, down to the southwest of the place. It was just in the mountain face. We just happened to walk by and see it after getting lost in a sandstorm. The doors were open. We went into for the night for shelter, and we found such a place. At the time, we didn't know what it was, but after asking questions and such, we realized what it was. Again, it was empty. There's nothing in there at all, just those markings across the walls every now and then, and on the doors itself.
Oh, so like the doors were open and everything?
Well, like I said, the doors were open. It was already cleared out. It didn't take long to realize it's already a place that's already been documented and cleared out and such years ago.
Gotcha.
But it's a historic site now. You could go there and visit if you wish.
I might just do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, my name is Is.
Is?
Is. I-S-E.
Oh, I-S-E. Well, nice to meet you, Is. I'm Dusty.
Ah, Dusty, it's always a pleasure to meet an inquisitive mind.
Yes. Tell you what, if you want some good books down in the Blue House, go to Gerald's library.
Oh, you know Gerald too?
Yes, he hates me, but he hates everybody.
Oh, of course he hates everyone, because you're not Gerald. If you're not Gerald, then you are hated by Gerald. But I respect the man and what he does.
I will take up your advice and look at that. You say it's on Dark 4? Like where? Like what? By which mountain?
He licks a claw and snaps his fingers, and like an illusionary map of Dark 4 appears. And I'll take you there to it real quick. Hold on. Boop. Yes. So here's Orangetown, he says, and if you go southwest of Orangetown, it's right about here somewhere. It may take you a couple hours looking. It's not a very large door, but once you see it, you know what it is. So it's at the base of the mountain down there. Just 2 open doors.
Gotcha. Thank you for the info. I'll make sure to
Well,
plan a visit soon.
Of course, Dusty.
And
And if you need anything, just mention my name in the Blue House, and perhaps if you find another place of this, we could go and investigate it and uncover the lost history of Arthur Pentacost. Oh, it would be so splendid. I can just feel it in my scales.
that'd be lovely. Oh, I'm in the Blue House too. I didn't know if I should tell you that or not.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong. What, are you a new member?
Very new. Well, first here.
Ah, well. You'll make your way up in the ranks eventually, I'm sure, as you discover things and make reports and such.
Okay. Well, I have to get going. Research never stops, you know.
Of course. Have a splendid evening.
Okay. Can I buy you a drink before I go or anything?
I would love it if you did.
I gotta leave 1 gold on the table for an expensive drink for him because of that information.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that'll do it.
Yep.
He would waggle his cup to further research my new friend.
Do further research. And I'm gonna go find Kaius after that.
This guy likes Dusty. I don't trust him.
You go and find Kaius.
Yeah.
I was gonna head to the pawn shop, so.
Does that mean you don't like Kaius either?
Runs into Fenix leaving the pawn shop with his arm full of stuff.
Like, it's that fucking meme.
I
What you
found
got there?
so many goodies.
Like, what you got there? A smoothie. Except it's a Gloric potion.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's this? What's that? A smoothie?
All right, while you two are RPing, let me do some text messages.
Oh, so, okay, so we're going to Fenix and Kaius are at the pawn shop?
Like everyone's, people are where they're at, so I'll let you figure out where each of you are at.
Yeah, I'd say I'm arriving at the pawn shop. I haven't gotten in yet. When Phoenix is walking out and you are converging upon us.
So, all 3 of
Just
us are there.
Looking at each
Right
other.
outside. I'd say we're all outside.
Hey,
Doing the
Fenix!
Spider-Man meme.
Hey, Fenix! Hi,
Hello.
Kaius!
Fancy seeing you all here.
Not really. It's
They-
middle of town. We all live here.
There's this thing called stop chalk. Have you ever heard of this?
That's chocolate stop stuff, isn't it?
It stops things just from hitting you. It makes like an invisible barrier.
Ah, yeah. Use that to make circles.
I am fascinated, and yes, I bought one.
Be careful, though. If you encircle yourself, you're trapped.
Well, what is it, Dusty?
Oh, I came to ask you because you know the place better than I do, and I guess I will ask my Fenix too, if you wanted to go investigate old ruins in Darkport with me.
Dark for?
Well, you remember that key we found? I think it was in the Goblin Caves, if I remember correctly. A key we found a while ago that I researched and found out what it was.
Let's see if I would remember.
Oh, in the Goblin Cave.
Yeah, there are ruins related to it on Darkfort. I was hoping I could go get some more information.
Dark 4 is quite dangerous.
Well, yeah, but also we should probably deal with that dwarf hunting us, and maybe we'll get another chance to meet Kyber while we're there.
You do have a point. But before we set off, allow me to check this pawn shop
Oh,
for some ingots really quick.
I hope you can afford it with only 50 gold in credit. Nope, 75 gold. I'm mistaken.
75 gold.
Yeah.
And I have some other. I just need a few ingots. I'm collecting, stockpiling. I got a direction here. But yeah, so DM, I'm gonna walk into the pawn shop and search the shelves for deep steel, dwarven steel, and anti-magic metal, which is still unnamed.
Did someone say something to me because my audio cut out for a bit there? I just wasn't going to say anything.
I invited both of you to go to ruins on Darkfor.
Interesting.
Because like
Should we get the whole...
they're related to the Apocalypse. I don't know. I feel like if we tell everybody, like, Gloric's never gonna want to come along because it's too dangerous or it's stupidly reckless or something like that.
He's trying, Dusty.
Well, yeah, but we're adventurers. We kind of have dangerous jobs in the first place, so it's kind of a hollow argument.
I don't know. He might be interested. He takes history very seriously as well. Something you two could bond over.
Fine, we'll invite him.
And Charles is interested in anything that, well, might give him more leverage over other situations. So I'm not sure if he'll be interested. To be honest, I never know. I cannot get a read on that man.
What's to read? He likes big hats, and he cannot lie.
I can tell you right now that he can, in fact, lie.
Yeah. Well, not about hats, though. But seriously, just get him a big hat and he'll be happy. He's very simple.
He's very simple.
Yeah. Did I find any of these medals at the pawn shop?
No, you did not.
Damn. Sadness.
Fenix is like,
but-
what they have stop chalk.
Do you think we could use stop chalk? Like, what happens if you write on stuff that's in midair with stop chalk? Does it stop moving while it's in midair?
So stop chalk has to be a line has to be drawn on the ground.
Okay.
Could it be theoretically as a reaction like shield to this?
No, it's an action to use.
Damn. I will find a purpose for this chalk. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll find it one day. And when the opportunity comes, I'll be ready. I'm also gonna try to recreate it. Before we do anything, Fenix still wants to get a few ingredients from some places.
Say that one more time.
Fenix would like to try to get a few things yet.
From other places.
Yeah. Particularly, I want to go to the gardens and collect one acorn.
I wonder why.
I could not tell you why.
An acorn's easy to acquire.
And I would also like to see how much a horseshoe would cost me.
A horseshoe will cost you 3 silver.
I will do it. I now have an acorn, and I now have a horseshoe.
You sound so pleased.
I am very pleased. This is the new purpose of this character. 3 things. 3 is a lucky number. Did you know that?
3 is a magic number.
I mean, what am I gonna do next? Go to the garden and hunt down a ladybug? I'll do it! You know I'll do it!
All right. Is anyone else doing anything else?
No, I'm just asking them to go to Darkfor. That's all. I can't think of anything else.
I guess back to the guild to discuss with the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
The mission board hasn't really changed much, so.
Mm.
I'm happy to clear the path mission. It sounds interesting to me.
Yeah,
I'm actually considering that myself.
yeah, it seemed the most interesting to me too.
Sorry, which mission are we talking about?
Clear the
Clear
path
the-
in steel rank.
Think of, like, there could be interesting plants even.
Hardenin is a jungle facet. It's massive. It's not fully explored.
Yeah, we probably need to plan for like cure disease potions in advance.
I was going to do that, get components for more health potions.
Well, like cure disease because like if it's tropical jungle weather, in real life it's nasty. In fantasy world, I don't want to imagine what kind of disease you can get.
I'll get components for more health potions, but they take me time, so you might want to consider just buying some yourselves.
Oh yes, I mean I can probably get you some components from the restaurant if you wish.
Excellent. They had some good prices there.
Yes.
And I don't want to go back.
Oh, come on. They like you.
I don't think they do.
I mean, I think they like more your money, but technically it's not important why they like you for. Anyway, I was thinking we still have some old junks in our group loot, like some rings, some gemstones, and this statue for some reason. Maybe we need to sell them.
Do you know someone who could get a good price for it?
I mean, I can always look in some. We can always look in some for the rubies. Maybe some jewels shop. Maybe able to. We can get some good price from them. This statue, I have no idea really.
Do with that more than anything.
I mean, it's something we got from the goblins, so I don't know how much it would be worth for. Worth much.
You can try and
Yes, I can try to look with some merchants.
Dusty also had something he was interested in investigating. Looks at Dusty.
Oh, that was like you. So there's ruins on Dogford related to that key we found with the goblins, and it might be an interesting lead if we go investigate them. Also, we could have another shot at meeting Kyber for Kaius, and if we're there, we could take care of that other dwarf.
Not sure that going to that facet actually, now that I think about it, is our best idea.
Yeah, aside from the issue with that dwarf and his gang, there's also the fact that I hate that facet. It's not as bad as Black Snow, but it's too hot and too dry for my liking. The Hadarin sounds actually like a decent one to go to by comparison, and I would certainly like to do more work for the guild rather than pursue something that only is something for our own interests so soon after we had to pursue something else outside of guild business. And I glance at Dusty's weapons.
That was just a suggestion. I mean, we were going there, and it was a 3 birds with 1 stone situation.
The brush is a bit too ruffled to throw stones at any more birds right now.
Okay. Well, let's go with this, clear the path. Or we could go with snowmanship, which seems like a simple job. A nice break after our difficult ones.
Yes.
Delivery was simple.
Just I wasn't we can do this one for sure, but I'm not against investigating things on Darkfall. Just for the record.
I suppose I could go for snowmanship or clear the path.
Yeah, problem is with this clear the path one, it's maybe like difficult terrain. We'll need to do a lot of preparation. We can do this snowmanship, I think, pretty easily.
Yeah.
If it's between the missions on the board, I prefer clear the path. Though it might be more difficult. I always would like to test myself. And I believe we are a capable group.
I just want to see the facet.
Mm-hmm. So which one are you guys doing?
It sounds like we're going with clear the path.
Take a vote, because I think it might be split 2-2 with Dusty currently on a different mission. So who wants clear the path?
That's the thing. I could go either way.
Yeah, same. I'm like, I don't care really. Like it's. I don't really like this snowmanship one, but
No,
yeah, it
you
would
guys
be
could
simpler.
do. This is a suggestion of the DM. You could do some research on them both. And figure out which one you want to do based off more information than just what you got right here in front of you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Forget the option. Okay, I want to look into clear the path.
Okay, how are you looking into clear the path?
I would like to know a little bit about the set.
All right. So general information about the facet. As the information on the handout says, it is a jungle facet. It's very humid. It's very dense. It is difficult to traverse because not the full facet has been fully explored. It has been explored enough that is it inhabited? Like there's a logging mill. There's the capital city with a pillar on it. It's not like Osgard, which it's not explored at all. But there are still secrets that are unknown to the place. There are, as far as monsters, bugs is your main one here. There's a lot of fucking bugs here. There are weird looking birds. There are some monkeys and apes and stuff that run around. And there's rumors of living plants here as well. So that's as far as general information you're going to be able to get.
Could I inquire, since it's a newer facet, can I actually bring this post over to the Myrian Guard and see if they have anything going on there?
You absolutely can, yes. So you would bring, you would go to a representative for the guild, I'm assuming, and be like, hey, you're on this mission. What do you ask them about it?
Do we have any business here? I see that I don't want to say this wrong, Dranier?
Mm-hmm.
The Dranier Guild has been scouting this new facet, and knowing that it's a newer facet, do we have any contacts here?
The Hardinan. Yes. They ruffle around a little bit. So, for guild business here, you're a new member, aren't you? Oh man, okay. I got you the spiel. All right. So, yes, the other guild is there. The Scouting Guild. We work with them fairly often-ish. More so, we buy information from them all the time of places that we need to go and clear out. This facet, how do I say this? You're a new member, so I can't tell you that much. Here we go. Basically, there's rumors of special fruits and stuff on the island and stuff that have really strong alchemical uses there. The greenhouse has paid us to clear a path in that direction toward them. So if you and your party does that, there's a reward in it for you guys. So through our guild specifically.
Right.
So
that is good to know.
Do you have a greenhouse member in your party by any chance?
Yes, I do.
All right. Have them go to their house and tell them that they're doing this, and they'll get more information with it. Here, hold on. He pulls out a piece of paper, pulls out a stamp something here. This is a piece of paper saying you're taking the mission through the greenhouse for them. Have your greenhouse friend take it to them. They'll stamp it, and you can compound the reward.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I should say it's you're going to be making a new path in this direction of where we believe these fruits to be. If you don't find the fruits, or you're not able to clear a decent path where people can walk down with a wagon, you're not going to get the rewards. I should just warn you that for now.
Good to know. Thank you.
So don't die. It's not worth it. Just as a little suggestion from me. If it gets too harrowing, come back. We'll increase difficulty. As far as right now, it is a steel. If it was an adventurer's mission, it would be a steel ranked ordeal. Yeah. So you'll get the 50 gold plus a reward from the greenhouse.
Okay, and then would that also transfer into renown for the Myrian Guard?
Yep, yes it would. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You'll get some street cred with us because you're doing a good job. You're making us look good in front of the greenhouse, and you're making the Science Guild look bad. All around, kudos for you.
All right. Then so I'll go and meet back with the party. So Fenix, and I'll hand her the piece of paper, the stamp paper that I got from my guild. Seems that your house has contracted the guild that I just joined to do this actual job, and we could get likely more of a reward for doing it. So I now would like to double down on getting extra accolades for this.
Guild did you join?
The Myrian Guard, or me, I can't even say that. Myrian Guard.
Eye twitches a slight little bit because he's been considering joining the Circle of Sins. Interesting.
So, what might also help you influence your decision is they told me that there are some fruit of the alchemical variety. I felt like there's a better word for that. But yeah, that might pique your interest.
Interesting. I'll definitely check it out. I'll go to the greenhouse now and see if I can get more information about it, though, because I don't want us to bite off more than we can chew.
They did say we could always return, and if it got too hairy, or if things seemed hopeless, we could leave and report that as well.
Would we lose reputation for it?
Likely not. We would not lose.
No, there's
better than losing our lives.
Yeah. So in any of the guilds and such, 90% of the time, you coming back is actually seen as the smarter, braver choice than risk dying. You actually get like pats in the back for like, hey, you made the right choice type deal.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
Now, if you come back and it finds out that you could have handled it relatively simply, then you would lose renown. Like, I don't know. You just didn't want to get dirty or muddy, or it seemed like too much work for you. You know, if you're posh about it, yeah. So, yeah. So, are you going to head to the greenhouse, Fenix?
Yeah, Fenix is going to head to the greenhouse, and he's actually going to take an interest in the circle of. Is it sins or signs?
Signs.
Signs, the Circle of Signs, because I heard it pronounced both ways throughout this campaign.
Both work. I accept both. Consider it a dialect difference.
Yeah. Because he's interested in learning more about them as well. Would I be able to do that through the greenhouse or no?
You could do. Yeah, you could.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the greenhouse and I'll head out to the front desk and show my greenhouse badge. I am level 1. Yeah. For helping in the clinics. And Fenix is just gonna say, I have some documentation here about my adventuring group is interested in taking the how do you pronounce the facette's name?
Harderin.
The quest on Harderin to clear a path.
Oh, that one through the Myrian Guard.
Yes,
Are you a member of the Guard?
No, but another member of my party is.
Ah, good. I can see you said you have paper for me.
Yes, I do, and I will
They
hold
close
up.
it out. They're like, good, it's all in order. I just have to stamp this, and they do so. So how this works is, this is a mission we hired out through the Mirian Guard, through the Adventurers Guild. It's like it's a lot of paperwork. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Basically, because you are a Greenhouse member and you have a member in your party that's a Mirian Guard member, this allows you guys to compound the reward. It's good for us because that allows, we get more renown with the other guild and the Adventurers Guild as well. It's just everyone's happy through it. No one feels like they're getting gypped out from not getting recognition for stuff. Basically, the fruits there. Yes, I need to tell you about the fruits. So the fruits there are these. You know what a banana looks like? Have you seen a banana before?
Yes, I have.
All right. Now I want you to forget what a banana looks like and make it pink.
All right.
Yes, it's a pink banana. They are rumored to be possibly, and he kind of looks around and like leans over a bit, ingredients for better health potions. Okay. Now, if the greenhouse can secure this place for us, that'd be great. Because we're trying to beat the Yellow House in it right now. Because the Yellow House is gunning for it. And they are hiring through the Adventurers Guild directly for this. So.
Okay, so
you guys can, if your group can clear a path there before any other group can, that's good for us.
So if the quest that's currently at the adventuring group, we can't take that quest then, correct?
No, it's the same quest.
Okay.
More than one entity is paying for it through it. Because the Yellow House is paying the Draenor Guild to do it.
But we can't. So we can accept both, basically.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is, both houses put in a request, and the Adventurers Guild just made it one quest at a baseline because you don't have to be a member of the house to do the quest. But if you're a member of either the houses or either the guilds, you get kudo points and extra rewards. Since your group has a greenhouse member and a Mirian Guard, which they're going through that channel specifically, you get to compound the rewards instead of one being a Yellow House and then one also being Mirian Guard, which you only get one or the other. So, you guys got air quote. You guys got lucky, basically.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you know about the facet? How dangerous is it?
Well, dangerous is depends on your group and such. The mission is ranked steel, so do keep that in mind with your group. The distance travel, the distance isn't far, but because you're clearing out an entire new path, it's probably going to take you guys 3 days at most, if no problems occur. As far as we know, there's no canyons, there's no mountains in the way there from the nearest village, so you guys should be good doing that. You just need to get a simple, easily identifiable path from this village to where the fruit is believed to be, and report back as soon as possible so we can send some of our people out there to claim it officially.
All right.
And
do you have any advice for how we could go about this task most?
Clearing it?
Yes.
Get some very sharp weapons and get to hacking and slashing.
All right, so not worrying.
If you have magic to do a different way with earth magic or, stealing the earth below and such, go with that. If you have ways to chop down trees better, go for that. There's no right way, but there are wrong ways. Please don't burn down the entire facet. He says, looking at you.
Like head tilted and kind of rolls his eyes. He goes, "I'm a druid."
And do you know how many druids there are that would do that?
That's racist.
That's
classist, actually.
Fire Ganassi?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's concerning to hear and news to me.
Have you not been to Black Snow and met the druids there?
I have not. I've been to Black Snow, but I did not investigate the druid circle.
Those are very destructive based, the whole burn away the old, make way for the new type druids.
I see. One last thing. The Circle of Signs. Do you know much about it?
Well, they strictly only work with our guild, yes. Or house, not guild. Are you interested in joining them?
I've been considering it. The protection of the natural order is important to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, they are a fine... And being a greenhouse member, that would definitely earn you some, bonus points with them. It's very difficult to be a member of another house and join them if you're not greenhouse. So joining them for you would be very easy. What kind of questions do you have?
So I wonder what exactly they stand for other than, the short blurb that I've read on them.
Well, it's pretty plain. They protect the natural order. They prefer things to be natural and not man-made. So they don't really like cities and towns, and they don't like the Mirroring Guild because that's what the Mirroring Guild does. They clear out areas, remove the natural inhabitants of the area to make room for people. So the Signs Guild doesn't like that, but at the same time, their arms been twisted enough to where they accept certain costs to make up for the grander scheme of things, quote unquote. I'm not a member. I don't know the exact way things work. That's just what I know of.
Okay. Well, perhaps I will do some inquiry at their, what would I call it? Hub?
Go for it.
I appreciate your time, and thank you for the paperwork.
No, I wish you luck on the mission. And once it's all done, you'll get your rewards.
Thank you very much.
Nods.
And I'm gonna see before we head out if I can stop at the kiosk for the circle of.
A little kiosk like on the side of the street with little pamphlets and things.
I don't know what to call it. The hub.
I know. I just think it's funny you use the word kiosk of all possible words.
You know what?
It's funny.
Stand by it.
No, it's not a wrong word. It's just a random word. What was I gonna say? So you approach. There would be a half elf manning the little kiosk with their pamphlets and things.
I will approach and just say, excuse me, could I bother you with some questions?
Oh, that's why I'm here. How can I help you?
I'm a druid. I currently do work with the greenhouse, and I was looking to get more information on the Circle of Signs. What
information could you possibly need at that point?
I suppose I was interested in how about the circle is the methodology for protecting the natural order and what that would entail as a member.
Well, our guild prides itself on, like you said, protecting the natural order of things. We do not, if possible, deal harm to natural inhabitants of areas, and we remove the unnatural inhabitants of areas. So take, for example, let's say you are, what's a good example of a on Black Snow, right? And let's say a rift opens up. We would do our best to hunt down and remove all the inhabitants of that rift, so long as they don't fit the natural order of the facet. So let's say it was a lightning plane portal, and a bunch of little lightning methods and elementals are running around. Well, that wouldn't do very well, so we would seek them out and destroy them without hesitation, or send them back home, or which way you can do it. But let's say it is a portal for an ash domain. Well, ash creatures belong on Black Snow, so we would just let them be, and killing them would be seen as disturbing the natural order.
I see.
And that's just one example of things. We don't help people establish new towns or villages. We don't do any missions related to that kind of stuff. But taking care of rogue wild rabbit animals is something we also do. If there seems to be a natural disaster, we are more often than not tasked to aid with saving people and stuff from the effects.
I see. A question for you about the Blackstow example.
Mm-hmm.
If those ash creatures, though part of the natural order, were harming people, would that be cause for considering to abolish them?
That's not our choice at that point.
I see. Well, I appreciate the information. I'll take some time to think about it.
Of course. Well, when you choose to join, you can come right by here and we'll get you in easily. Being a member of the greenhouse, you'll start off at a prestigious level.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Says nothing on the fact that he says when you decide to join.
I swear, every time we talk about houses, it sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Is a druid who's not really good at druiding. He's just like, I want to just help people, but I might break rules if I do that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to deal with rules and structure because he's not good at that. He didn't have that growing up. So he's concerned about, he wants to join a circle because he's like, yes, that's what druids do. We join a circle and we protect the natural order. Then he's like, I just want to help people.
Are you like telling people in the group this?
No, this is just Fenix inside head.
Okay, because I would have responded to the circle comments.
You didn't think that the world of protecting the natural order and being spiritual would come with so many MLMs.
Exactly.
So many rules of, because it's the natural order. Natural order is very chaotic.
Oh, multi-level marketing. It took me. Sorry, like my brain goes to the other thing for MLM for first.
It took me a minute too.
Yeah. I was so confused for a second.
All right. Anyone else doing any investigation, questioning any thing?
I guess I would go over to the arena and talk to some of the people I've been training with and ask them if they could tell me about, because hang on, where was that thing? The snowmanship, yeah. It sounds like that's a thing that happens regularly, so I ask if any of them took part in any of the mock war training.
Oh yeah, a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, that's the most fun thing you could ever do. Go sign up. Like all of them are like telling you to go sign up and do it. Basically, it's the Pentecostal army, military, runs mock training for all their soldiers, and this year it's happening on in tier, and they always hire freelancers to play bad guys all the time. They said it's a great learning experience, great bonding, free food, and a lot of fun because you get to play bad guys, which is, some people think it's fun, you know? They say there's a lot of the higher ups in the White House are always floating around. So if someone were to get heavily injured, they whisk them away. A lot of high mages with conjuration magic teleport people in and out before they die and things like that. It's basically a mock war. It's really fun. They like, one guy's like, 1 year the arena, the big thing was the mock war. It was like this big giant tournament of the military versus everyone else. They said it was a lot of fun.
Sounds
it was
like
basically a
time.
small scale war with like safety in it, so like people could go all out without risk of dying. They say some people do die, but it's part of the risks. You know, it's meant to feel like a war, and you know, you can't put safety measures on everything without feeling like a war.
I see. All right, that is something to consider for sure. I'll have to talk it up over with my fellows, but all right.
I was just about to send that same gif.
Some of you may die, but it's a risk I am willing to take. So.
Some of you may die.
So, is everyone gathered back together then?
Yeah, I assume we all gather.
So,
Huddle.
Gather up,
Yeah.
share information.
so where are we just heading and going?
I'd like to clear the path.
Same.
Certainly sounds more lucrative if there's compounded rewards there.
I guess that's the vote. That's 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Clearing the path!
Yeah.
Alrighty, what do you guys do to... You guys start heading there now? What are you guys doing?
I think we should prepare for it.
We should likely get some shovels and things that can make
Machetes.
Are there
Yeah,
specific
get some.
clearing tools.
Garden
Exactly.
tools.
Yes.
I'd also like to get components for health potions and potentially us buy some health potions because we're squishy. How much would some components for health potions run me? Do they run at half cost?
Half cost, yeah.
So for one standard standard health potion, it costs about 25 gold pieces for the components.
Correct.
Okay. I will buy the components for 2 because that's running me a little low on cash.
And then it's a DC 12 alchemical check, or alchemist kit check. To make them.
Can I do those now, or do I have to do?
Yeah, you got time.
Alchemy. Is it alchemy or herbalism?
Alchemy kit, which you're proficient in, so...
Yeah, I'm proficient in both. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. Herbalism is identifying, alchemy is making. Yep, you're good for the first one. And you flop the second one. It says the risk you take when crafting your own drugs.
Fine. Okay, now I have a total of 2. I fucked one. Can I try to make a potion of lucky?
How do you make a potion of luck? What do you all put into it?
I have a few options. So I have a 4-leaf clover, which I'm obviously going to be using.
Mm-hmm.
I have an acorn, which are considered lucky. Childhood memories of that. I also have a horseshoe. I was thinking of using 3 ingredients because 3 is a magic number. What was the other thing I considered? The other ingredient I considered. My brain's trying to remember. Let me look up my notes. Control F.
While Phoenix is brewing, what's everyone else doing?
Well, I'm definitely gonna go shopping for equipment as mentioned. You know, I'm gonna buy myself a shovel, and I'm thinking of other things because it was mentioned don't burn the set down, so the oil bladder thing is out.
A shovel will cost you 2 gold.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the list.
Got it.
I know what I was going to say. Is
What's
a copper coin considered like a lucky penny or no?
No.
Damn it. So that's out.
But gold is considered lucky.
What?
Gold. Gold
I
is, fortune, money, lucky.
Can I make a check of some kind to determine which of these ingredients would be the most effective, or if I should use all of them?
Give me a alchemist check, but with intelligence instead of wisdom.
But my intelligence isn't good.
Sorry, you're making a knowledge-based check.
I'm wise, I'm not intelligent.
Are you
Okay,
wise
so that's
enough to
just-
ask someone for help?
I'll ask Dusty about lucky items and what would be considered potentially most potent for a potion.
Can I try to do that then? Or can I help her out on her investigation? Or
Give me an intelligence check.
just a general intelligence?
Yeah, because you're not proficient in alchemist tools.
So I do intelligence, but with proficiency, basically.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
that's
Yes.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't know shit.
I got 3 plus guidance plus 2, so that's gonna be 9 total.
You would have no idea. You've never done anything like this before. You're just kind of winging it. It feels like.
I don't want to waste my 4-leaf clover.
Oh, turn it into a pendant or something then.
No, I want to make something out of it. I have an idea of what might work. It's just a matter of
But here's the thing.
logic.
Keep a pendant so you preserve it until you're smart enough to use it in a thing.
It's preserved for now. I'll make it another time. Just... Do I know if I would have... I don't know if I have the components, because I only have 1 component so far for the Gwilric potion.
You don't know any recipes, so you wouldn't know anything. You're winging everything right now.
What kind of potions can you make anyways?
Yes.
Yes. I'm taking full advantage of the fact that there's so much homebrew in this campaign, so...
As you should. It's not just homebrew, it's just I don't just only follow what's in the book. I allow, fun things. Things that make sense.
Alright, I'm gonna keep trying to think of components for the Glowric potion, but I do think I'm going to try to get a cricket thrower on this facet, because that would be useful for one of my potions. I'm just trying to fucking think of things that relate to the topics, and I'm like, let's go!
That's the best way to do it, honestly. Don't be afraid to think of symbolism as well.
That's why I was thinking some of Gwilric's
When you
blood.
make the potion or where you make the potion also will matter. Like if you want to make a potion of invisibility, you wouldn't make it during the day, you'll make it at night.
Mm-hmm.
It all matters. Everything matters.
Maybe I should make the potion of lucky on Friday the 13th.
Go for it. So
Friday exists in this world?
Yes, we stick with the normal calendar that we have today for my fantasy world because I'm too lazy to make my own fake one.
I know, like that's one thing that's always like weird in fantasy worlds. It's like this implies that there was an entire Roman Empire, the calendar being the same.
Is there a red moon coming up at all by any chance?
A lunar eclipse.
Let's find out.
Don't know if you could have a lunar eclipse in this kind of world.
Well, if we're still on a floating, if we're like floating islands above like a gas giant, I guess it could still work.
Hold on. So you're talking about a lunar eclipse? A blood moon?
A blood moon, yes.
Lunar eclipse. There would be one happening in several months. You're looking at like almost a year.
That would be good for the Gwilric potion.
I mean, I would tell you the deal. If you make that potion during that day, oh, it's gonna be great.
What is this potion now? I'm curious.
You'll find out. I see.
I'm terrified.
The other potion, the very rare one that you wanted to make, you know what I'm talking about? The one that you can get friends,
Yeah.
If you make that during that day, bro.
But that's gonna be so long!
Time flies very quickly. I mean, you guys have gone through like, several, months together.
Pay specific attention to when that day is coming up.
I'll let you know. Just remind me occasionally. The time frame is not very, stringent. We're not like stuck to it. We can kind of flex back and forth with some moments in time. So. And we'll have occasional time skips, so it's all good.
Okay, I've done a bit more shopping as well. I've just stocked up on tools. Got a shovel, sledgehammer, miner's pick, a regular hammer, and 2 sets of iron spikes.
Gotcha.
I got the regular hammer and iron spikes because it's like there could be some rather aggressive vines that we don't necessarily want to kill, or at least can't figure out how to. So just tick, 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 tick. Just one thought.
Question:
Are you guys?
There a medieval?
Oh, go ahead.
Is there a fantasy equivalent in your world of bug spray?
Yes.
I will get some fantasy bug spray.
All right. Are we talking about just normal bug spray, or are we talking like fancy bug spray?
We're talking fancy bug spray because we're going to the jungle and stuff could kill us.
All right. If you want fancy bug spray, you need to find an alchemist to buy it from.
Can I go to the pawn shop to see if they have some in stock?
You can.
Yeah.
Roll me a d20. The shopkeep says, well, we have a couple bug repellent candles.
Candles. Are they in lanterns or what?
Candles.
Can I put them in a lantern and they'll still work?
Well, if it's in a lantern, the lantern's closed.
Well,
so
what
no,
if
wouldn't.
What if I open the side of the lantern so the thing comes out?
Kinda would work. They only last for a few hours each, though.
How much are they?
Well, they are a silver each, and they'll keep, minor pests away from you.
Okay, I will get 7.
Alrighty. 7 copper or 7 silver, sorry.
I just had a pretty sick thought of I'm gonna go to the pawn shop and see if they have any inhalants for sale.
Inhalants, like drugs?
Well, good and bad. Things that, first thing that comes to mind is a snuff box, but I'm just looking for things that, inhale, it will have an effect on somebody for a brief period of time. Not necessarily to get high, but could be useful in certain situations.
Are you looking for chloroform?
You roll me a d20.
How much was the bug stuff?
It was a silver per candle.
They each last several hours.
A few hours, I said, not several. So he has some smell good things. Nothing with really an effect except for one thing, which is an incense. And it's called Scholar's Incense, and it's basically helps someone stay awake for longer for like study nights and stuff. But it can be used in other fun ways.
How much does it cost, and how much do they have?
Well, how it works is you burn the incense, and you smell it. It allows you to skip one long rest, but if you don't take a long rest next time, you get 3 levels exhaustion instead of 1. And they cost 10 gold each. It's not crack it, it's made for people who's doing cramming study nights before a test.
Yeah, crack.
But that next day, how many does he have?
Yeah, that's what I've been asking.
He has 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna use 70 gold worth of pawn shop credit to buy all of them.
All right, there you go. You have 5 left.
Yep.
This pawn shop is my favorite place.
Pawn shop's goated. I love pawn shops are great. Fantasy pawn shops are even better.
That could be really useful for if we need somebody to keep watch, but like we're pressed for time or the party's in desperate need of rest.
We should probably buy more of those candles. You said they were 2 silver each?
1 silver each.
1 silver each?
Mm-hmm.
Can I We're gonna be there for like 3 days, and if they last like a couple hours each, we're gonna need a lot more of them.
Well, that's just what the pawn shop has.
Charles will get 5 of these candles.
They don't have any more.
They
Dusty bought
don't?
them all. Dusty bought them all out.
Perhaps we can
Does the pawn shop have anything?
With what? Say that one more time.
Keep bugs away.
Dusty bought the only thing they had.
Okay.
Okay, well, Charles will go to the more Black House or Whispering? Do they have a shop in the Black House? I forgot.
Yeah, all houses have like a shopping area.
Okay, well, he would go in the Black House and try to find again if they have some equipment like anti-bugs and something suited for jungle terrain.
Something okay. So the shop there is what they have available is based off your rank. Being rank 1, being an official member, there's not a lot available to you. A lot of what they have are things related to the 3 tenets they have, which is spycraft, assassinations, and necromancy. So they do have a bug repellent there, but it's not long lasting. It's more a bug killer than a bug repellent. So what it is, it's a poison you can put on a weapon, and any insects who get hit with this take some extra damage.
Could be useful.
Okay, I think we can get some bottles of this.
Okay, so it's called Insect Slayer is what it's called. Hold on.
Okay, Insect Slayer.
How much is it?
Yeah, how much will it be? Yeah. Mm, 15. Calcul full. So one normal weapons. And it lasts for just one strike, or it lasts longer?
One strike. Yeah.
It's expensive for one strike.
He is a rank 1.
Yeah, I think. Yes. I think I will pass. It's a bit too expensive for the for just 2d6.
All right.
Can I check out the greenhouse if they have anything?
You can go to the greenhouse if anything.
I feel like that'd be something they would definitely have.
Yes. Well, first off, you would see the candles for sale there, but they are for 3 silver each. As well as when you mentioned like bug repellent, you're going to that facet specifically. They're like, oh, we got the perfect thing for you. And what they would bring out is a bundle of firewood, and they say this is hickory wood. Basically, put this in your campfire, and bugs just won't go near it at all.
Okay, so that would be very useful for making camp at nights.
They said.
How much is it?
A log, which will last you 1 night, will cost you 5 silver.
All right, 5 silver. How about I take 4 logs then?
Alrighty, 4 logs.
That's 2 gold.
Basically, it will last a long rest, and no mosquito bites will happen during the night, basically. Bigger bugs, that's a little different.
I will, should I buy more candles? We have 7.
And they say if you were trying to get rid of bigger bugs, we have stuff for that as well.
What have you got?
Well, it is a jungle, which we know we have bugs and stuff there, bug monsters and things. we don't have anything against stronger bugs, but things like, size of a watermelon type things, really like sturges and things like that. We have this repellent, and they like pull out this like wooden little container. They say once you open it, it will last for 24 hours, and it will keep any larger bugs away. But if you have someone with you that's sensitive to smells, I suggest they plug up their nose. It doesn't smell. It smells good, but it smells strong. Is what the problem is.
Okay. And how expensive do those run?
This is going to cost you 30 gold.
For 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think out of character? Should I get it or no?
Do you have more gold than I do, man?
I currently have 20. I still have my platinum is all. Like, I would be digging into my
I'd personally get the log just because, like, although, like, because, like, the little bugs plus the big bugs that are probably combat bugs, I'd rather not get, like, little bugs and then have, like, some kind of, like, debuff during combat.
So, sorry, did you say you're for me getting... I got the logs already.
I'm for the logs. I'm for getting stuff that keeps the bugs away.
It only lasts 24 hours, though, and we're going to be there for a long time.
Maybe we can figure out how to make it?
That's possible.
I mean, let's just not... If it lasts 24 hours, can we snuff it out and restart it?
No. Oh, the attendant would say, oh, I forgot to mention. If you burn this for 1 hour, it will harm all insects in it within an area. They said they would add in. I, the DM, forgot to add that. Sorry.
Oh, I definitely get it.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting it. I will give him 3 platinum.
Yeah. So long as there's an hour left on the effect. But once that hour is up, it's completely gone. So use it at the beginning, you're shit out of luck. So.
Bug repellent stuff. Okay.
So, when you do open it, I'm not saying you have, I'm just saying, let you know, it smells of citrus. So, but it's a very strong, it's like, that like kitchen cleaner citrus smell that just really gets in your sinuses. That's what it's gonna smell like to you, Gwilrick.
Oh boy.
So, it doesn't smell bad, it just smells strong.
Gwilrick's eyes are gonna be watering when you use that.
Yeah.
Probably, I'm gonna save it just for a, we're in combat and shit's getting rough. Need to get these bugs out of here quickly kind of thing, I think.
Yep.
I mean, if there's anybody who could burn something quickly.
What was the radius on it harming things?
It would be 100 feet.
100-foot radius. Cool. All right. I'll head back to the group with my new spoils and just say, I got some stuff that will help us. And he holds up the logs. He says, we burn these at night. Keeps the little bugs away. And I'll hold up the
little wooden container.
Wooden container, say, and this is for emergencies. I can use it to either burn it and harm any bugs within a very large area, or we can use it for 24 hours to keep even the large bugs away.
Do I catch like faint whiffs of like? There's always something that seeps out minorly, so it just gets like, what's in there?
It smells citrusy. It smells. Want close? It smells pleasant to you right now. So like lemons and limes and things like that.
What's in there? It smells pretty nice.
It's apparently very strong when you open it.
Oh.
I'm sorry in advance.
It'll be better than black snow.
It smells good, just very, very strong.
Right, I'm prepared for that, but just again, black snow smelled like rotten eggs, had babies, defecated, and then those defecations had laid eggs, which then rotted.
Isn't that just the life cycle of maggots?
Right. Any more preparation? You guys head into the island, or Facet?
Did everyone buy any health potions they want?
I have 3 left.
Suppose I should. How much do we have in our party funds?
That's
A
true.
good amount.
That's the idea behind having that is
300 gold, 7 platinum, and a whole bunch of gemstones.
so we have 400 gold essentially, and health potions cost
50 each.
yeah. So we could buy up to 8 standard health potions.
I think we should save the party fund for something more, but like we can spend some of it, but
Yeah, I currently have 3 health potions on me. So
I have
Is that-
2, which I'm keeping because I need to be able to heal myself in a crunch. Charles and Kaius, do you have potions?
Oh, none of them.
No.
You guys do you have money that you can use to buy a potion or 2?
Oh,
I
yes,
have
yes,
a
absolutely.
I have a first aid kit still.
Yeah, I have one of those
Sure.
too.
I can buy maybe
Charge.
2. It's 25.
it's actually 50
If you want
per
to
health.
take the risk, you can buy 25 and buy the components, and I can try to make one.
How about this? The party fund
Yeah,
will
sure.
buy. Let's have the party fund buy 1 health potion for each of them, just so they have that as baseline. And from
Mhm.
there, any further than that, they buy themselves if they want.
What if we bought them at half cost and I try to make them? Since
I
it's
would
from a
rather
party
not be
fund.
guaranteed to have the potions right now.
Okay. Well, I have to roll basically a 7 or higher when I make a potion.
Charles will give you buy you ingredients for this.
Get 25 gold pieces, and I'll try making an alchemy check.
Okay, so I'm going
I
to
still-
bring some money.
I still encourage using the party fund to buy Kaius
Oh, yes.
and Charles a potion each, just so
Okay.
that they have them.
Cast guidance on myself because I didn't remember to do that last time, but I'm going to
Mhm.
remember this time.
Okay, so I'm editing the money, so minus
15.
100.
D4. That's a 19 for my alchemy to make a potion for Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Fenix will hand it to you and be like, no problem. See, I can do it. Just the ratios were off last
Yes.
time.
Yeah, so, and I removed 100 to buy potions for Kaius and I.
Got it.
All right. So
Awesome.
Kaius, go. So Charles each get 1 potion extra.
And we have an extra 1 for the group.
Okay, sounds like we're all prepared, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I am poor as shit now.
Alrighty. You guys heading to the Facet now?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And we will, as you guys go through the portal and you look at the hot jungle area, you guys get to start your adventure and cleaning out the paths next week.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so.
Stop the recording now.